I've got blue souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my bones as in desert crumbs blown. I'm gonna turn all of my stones.
Rock bottom make the man and some pressure make a gemstone. Try to put $1 to my name like Creflo. Ninja boy, late to the game, it's in the blood flow. And I'm from the south, it's thick skin and tough bone. Big attitude through big lips with gusto. Trust no kings, that's why they tried to crush souls. But it's IGBO, when the dust blow, this old head be standing there. No silver, just gold. Crack no books on the hustle, I was born to grind. Yo, I'm scared of your potential, I'm adorned with mine. 30 times around the sun, man, of course I shine. My legacy will not dwarf with time. And in my daughter's eyes, it's basic, I must not say quit. Every day sees a present like a Rob St. Nick. Walk a fine line between tenacious and patient. I can't slip, I'm fighting clocks and they can't win.
I've got blue souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my bones as in desert crumbs flow. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. I've got blue souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Who that soldier in the mirror? Oh, oh. I'm gonna turn all of my stones.
Impeccably I flow, hardest raps you know, breaking status quo, reaping what I sow, artistry like Van Gogh. Get it from my mama hip, so thick that I need tempo. Personality, spicy body banging like a bongo. Cause black women been it since Timbuktu and Sparrows. Sponge rollers and hot combs, lips, cheeks and brow bones. If you ain't for the culture, then please stay out of my zone. These little dummy rappers could never grace my headphones. See, I'm from a place in space where ain't no storytelling, you just had to have been there. If you want the battle, ain't no problem, say where. I got so much experience, I can't even play fair. But I'ma keep evolving and growing and hurting feelings and showing. You need endurance to go in, I got mileage on this pen. I've been busy cause I've been out here schooling all these kids. Took 3 decades to have this glow up that I did.
I've got blue souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my bones as in desert crumbs flow. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. I've got blue souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Who that soldier in the mirror? Oh, oh. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. Turn all of my
you guys were checking shoes last night to see if he was barefoot. Is that still the case? Is he barefoot? Because I know on Facebook somebody posted a picture of these could be his shoes, or is that so he is presumed to be barefoot at this point?
What I can say is that his mom says all of his shoes are accounted for at the house. I'm not going to say that he's barefoot.
All right.
Allegedly! Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here coming at you with another raw narrative. Here's a brief disclaimer for tonight's show. Let's watch.
That's ignorant! Allegedly, that's ignorant! Ignorant.
Judgment, Alistair.
Chloe, you read my thoughts. You've got the shinin.
You mean shining?
Shh! You wanna get sued?
Judgment, Alistair.
You just use that shin of yours to call me and I'll come a running. But don't be reading my mind between 4 and 5. That's Willie's time.
Hey, yo, boss. I love it when he does that.
Let's watch.
Don't get me back to good bullshit.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here coming at you with another raw narrative. And it's so good to be here today with you guys. We do have some special guests today and I see that they're backstage. So I'm going to go ahead and bring them up now. And I think I set it up for 3. I want to make sure. We have Cindy. Hi Cindy. And then also Jules.
Hi. Hey, what's up?
Hello. And Cindy, you might have to turn, if you have me up in the background, you might have to turn me down, if that makes sense. Oh, Jules, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, I was
yeah.
driving through Center City right now. Cindy, what
You
she
are.
meant is like if you have YouTube open, like in the background, mute the YouTube, like the actual YouTube website or app, so that she's not echoing. I guess that's what she meant.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm like turn me down, but yeah, like because sometimes if somebody has YouTube up, it's like the radio. If they have YouTube up in the background, you can't really hear. But Cindy, can you hear us okay?
I can hear you.
Oh, you sound great. You sound great. Okay, wonderful. All right, great. Well, it's wonderful to have you. How are you today, Cindy?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing really well. I'm excited to have you guys up on the panel. And I was working on some videos yesterday and got one up about Zachary today. So, oh, I think we lost Cindy. Oh, here she is again. Hold on one second. Okay, there we go. Okay, can you hear okay, Cindy?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So yeah, but yeah, I just got a video up about Zachary. I wanted you to tell us a little bit about Zachary. I mean, he was last seen October 22nd, 2022. Um, and you guys just did a big search for the 3-year mark.
Yeah. Um.
Oh, hold on one second. I think. Give me one second.
I do just want to start off by saying that Cindy has absolutely been like the voice for Zachary. She's Zachary's auntie, and she's 100% been the voice. She's been the one that's been leading all like the searches, and putting things together. So she's an awesome person, and she's smart as a whip, and she's got one big heart and a heck of a hilarious personality once you get to know her. So I'm honored to be calling her a friend. So she's literally Zachary's voice, and she knows exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about like her sense of humor, because we laugh about the
Oh,
searches
Cindy
are
has the
awesome.
best personality. Yes,
No,
she
exactly.
does.
I like. I wish I could bring Cindy to work with me and like walk around with her and just have her say stuff to people, because it'd be fantastic. Cause she's awesome.
I would go with you.
Oh
Just
gosh, she's had me
like
rolling
this.
before, just laughing so hard, at some of the stuff.
Oh.
Well, but these cases are so tough, but then you also have these elements that are just so bizarro, and you can't help but kind of giggle at it, and just be like, okay, what does this all mean, But
It
no, I
means
mean,
a
I
few
put in a little
sandwiches
bit.
shy of a picnic.
Exactly. A few sandwiches shy of a picnic. I love it. Yeah, but I mean, also, you've been so vocal on Facebook. I only put in a little bit in the video that I made of what
Uh
you've done in terms of awareness for Zachary.
huh.
Yeah, girl. I mean, you really go out there and have searched. Jules, you guys have just did a search too, um, in the areas, and then also Jen did a panel, and you guys were awesome on the panel too, just talking about some of the hot spots as well, trying to find him because the last time he was seen was around 4 p.m. at the 7-Eleven. Um, Claude A. Lord Boulevard, right, was the last confirmed. Um,
Correct.
and of course, it's in Pottsville, PA. I know a lot of people were asking, okay, where is Zachary missing from? So Pottsville, PA, and we do put the Eagles in the chat for Zachary instead of hearts, because
Thank you.
absolutely, yeah, because he likes the Eagles, right? And that's like the football team, the Eagles, right?
Oh yeah. Oh
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. We don't like Cowboys fans.
yeah. Eagles fans are their own separate breed of everything. I mean, there's the Eagles fans that are like passionate, but then there's, I mean, Cindy could probably tell you there's been some people that have done a lot of weird stuff to celebrate the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, but we're the normal ones. So
Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
we like some Cowboys fans. I mean, I'm married to one. I guess I gotta kind of like
oh
them.
yeah, I forgot Dan's a Cowboys fan.
They only like them on the off season.
That's
Except for Sunday.
funny. Well, I have too, and people do like really stupid stuff in Chicago when we win, and it's like we won. Why are you flipping a cop car? Like that's weird. Why are you being crazy? Like people go nuts, you know?
See, we
I'm
all
like,
get blamed in Philadelphia. Come on. See what I mean?
Right.
Are you a few sandwiches shy of a picnic?
Exactly. I like that.
aw, that's too funny. Yeah, so and then Dawn, thank you, Dawn. Thank you guys. Thank you so much, Cinderella. Everybody's putting eagles in the chat. Chuchi, thank you. And
Uh,
Dawn Emery is all the way in, well, they say across the pond, but over
mhm,
in England. So I mean, we have a lot of viewers. They get the awareness out about Zachary because, I know that's
right.
the top priority for you.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I want to bring them home.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, tell us a little bit about Zachary. Like, what else does he enjoy? I mean, just anything about him that, because I know we have
Zach,
to kind of know who we're looking for.
right. Zachary loves music. Uh, he loves to play the guitar, plays it very well. He's a sweet kid. Uh, Heart of gold. Would do anything for you if he could. Um, a non-confrontational type young man. Always smiling. Beautiful, beautiful blue eyes. Just a happy-go-lucky young man. I mean, I'll call him a kid. He'll always be my kid, my nephew. I love him to pieces, and I'm taking a deep breath here because I put all the funnies out in the beginning, but whew, this gets tough, ladies. Jules knows where I stand with this, and I'm determined, and I couldn't ask for a better person. Helping me on this case is Jules is a phenomenal individual, and I absolutely love her. Uh,
I know. No, I'm right there with you.
No, I love you too. We love you too, Cindy, and Ara does also. You're gonna make me cry.
oh,
Ara loves you too. You know she does, and she loves Dan too. She loves both of you guys. So,
we
I
love
think
her.
I think you said Zachary would definitely. You said Zachary liked animals, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
Oh, Ara would probably love him.
Mhm. Um, I remembered a few times he would come out to visit me when I worked at the animal shelter for 15 years, and I sit and I think of when the kids were little, and Easter really nailed me this year. I was cooking dinner, and something reminded me of the past, and I just went completely back into the past, and I could visualize my nephews, my niece, my own children just giggling, laughing, opening their gifts, and my parents talking in the background. It was a good flashback, but yet it just hurt me pretty bad. I just, oh, it's tough. It's tough.
Oh my gosh, the
Uh,
holidays are the really, really tough, I bet. I mean, I mean, you're missing somebody that you want there, right? And that's the
yeah.
hardest part, I think, right? I mean, yeah,
Um,
Cindy, oh my goodness.
Cindy, Chuchi in chat asked, did he have a lot of friends, and if so, what are they like?
I
I
don't think I've met anybody that did not like Zachary. He is phew, he's a very likable person. He had friends, yes. People that he was hanging around with before he went missing. If you want to call them friends, I don't call them friends because not any of those individuals offered to help look for Zachary. Not one reached out to say, I'll help you look for Zachary. I'll hand out a missing persons flyer. Nothing. Nope, they scattered like roaches.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
frustrating as heck. I mean,
yeah, yeah. That stinks. So that just throws up red flags for me. But
You know
And
what
Zachary
else?
was 27 years old when he went missing, so he's had a few birthdays even.
and he has one coming. He'll be 31 in this June, June
Aw.
14th, Flag Day.
Oh my
Uh,
goodness. Well, Flag Day. Wow.
yeah,
Well, and look
Jules.
at him smiling, like he's smiling when he's walking into the 7-Eleven. He looks like a happy-go-lucky person, like someone that would say hello to you, friendly, I mean, some people walk around with a mean mug on them all day, and he does look
Yeah,
happy-go-lucky to me, or a mellow personality is kind of what I get too.
yeah. He's a really, really, really nice kid. And funny. Jules, you'd get a kick out of him.
I probably would. Yeah. I was gonna say, Cindy. You know what else? When you said that when Zachary went missing and with the Flyers and his friends they scattered, that sounds just like with Jesse. The same thing happened when Jesse went missing. People suddenly were
Yeah,
just like not helping, but wanting to know what was going on with the search. Just like
right.
people are doing with Zachary, just like, oh, how's the search? Like, if you want to know
Uh-huh.
what's going, why don't you come and search? So that's
Right,
always
and then
Yeah.
you have,
What do you make of that, Jules? Like, because you're so experienced in that. What do you make of somebody acting that way? I
I
mean,
mean,
do
if
you
I'm
think that they're just trying to search for information, or?
well, if I'm being completely honest and speaking from a law enforcement standpoint, which I can officially, I think it's odd because we see that, like, if you think about all these cases where, like, Skylar Niece's case, for example, Sheila Eddy and Rachel Shove, they kept asking Skylar's parents how the search was going and like, oh, like what can we do to like how's it going? Like, oh, but I'm busy. Like, I get people being busy and sometimes they can't search because stuff comes up. But like constantly inquiring how the police investigation specifically was going or who have the cops spoken to. That's always weird to me because it's just like, why do you want to know that? And it's like, well, if you want to help, if you want to know the search is going, come out and search. And it's just like, why do you not want to come out and search? Are you going to be nervous if the cadaver dog, in this case Ara, walks by a certain area and you know something, or if like we go talk to a
Mm,
certain person, are you going to get nervous around this person? Because like if you, like when people walk past familiar spots, like let's say like with Rachel and Sheila and Skylar's case, they didn't want to go search the area where Skylar actually was. It's the one area that they did not want to go search, but they searched like in another random parking lot. And it's like, are you nervous that someone's going to notice you paying attention to like where they actually found her? You know what I mean? So like, I think it's weird when people want to know specifically about who the police are talking to, and stuff like that.
I
thank
noticed
you.
some strange things when, I would write certain things on social media, and it would grab attention
Hmm.
quickly because then you get a lot of fake Facebooks would come popping through,
Yep.
and it just was a repeated thing, and it always seemed to be on a Sunday at a certain time, and that certain time of day, and that struck me as odd. I'd be like, wow, well then that's a certain individual or individuals that were getting Wi-Fi at the time.
Hmm.
Oh, that's really smart. See, Cindy,
Yeah,
that's why I love talking to you because you are so like you're a
Intuitive.
detective yourself.
I
If
know.
I might say so.
I
A
said
sleuth, I guess they
Cindy
call
should
us
get her PI
sleuths.
license. I think Cindy should get her
Ask
PI
my
license.
ex-husband if I was a good detective.
That's what cracks me up because that's who I attribute my investigative skills toward.
I think it's a women thing. Like women naturally, like you've seen those memes where it's just like someone's like, I can't find information on this person, and the friend's like, hold my beer, and they like start like typing stuff away, and they're like, look at all this stuff. I think
Oh
it's
my god, I can
women.
find someone in 2 seconds. I swear, it's funny. I'm like, they could probably find me too. I never underestimate that. But it's
Yeah.
that's fun. That's funny as hell. Well, and Chuchi says those friends are red flags, and I agree. I think that's I mean, because if in Lisa's saying true friends would do all they could to help you, to help find. I don't know why people don't want to go out and search. I know it's a tough situation where you don't, you're hoping to find the person, but you don't want to find the person, but you're doing it, Cindy, and I mean, you've been like Jules was saying, advocating in searching from day one.
And I'm going to continue to do this. The boy needs to come home.
Yeah.
You know,
And this
I had.
police department
Go ahead,
too.
I'm
And
sorry.
no, it's fine. In this case, you've got a great police department. Captain Walsh is really, really. He even said to me the first time I talked to him, he's like, I just want to find this boy, or I think he's a kid, but he said meant Zachary. He's like, I just want to find him. He's like, I don't understand. And this is like, I've worked side by side with a couple police departments, and he's been one of the few that's been. I mean, like in Cherry's case, the state police want to find her, but Captain Walsh is a whole different breed of police. He's like, I want to find this kid. He's like, I don't understand how someone just goes missing. And I don't think he wants to even consider retiring until he brings Zachary home. That's what it sounded like when we spoke and when I met him. So,
right. If
I've heard nothing but good. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I've heard nothing but good things. I mean, that shout out to Captain Walsh. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure.
He's an amazing man. I've said this on every podcast, and I'll continue to say it. I have heard a lot of families that have missing loved ones state that they don't get responses from the police station, and that makes me feel really sad. But what I can say about the Pottsville Police Department is I've had responses for 3.5 years. I could call that man today and leave a voicemail, and he can call me back tomorrow. I absolutely, really and truly do like Captain Welsh a lot.
I do
He's
too.
phenomenal.
He was.
Yeah.
Pottsville police in general have been very great because when you called them the first time we searched together to go talk to those people, they came out immediately. And then they had to go to a different call, but then they came back. Like they came back right away. And then when Gator and I were searching for Jake Potter, which is how Cindy and I met, when I called the Pottsville PD to report the house that Gator tracked Jake to, they sent 4 cop cars. They showed up like super fast. So that was Captain Walsh and like all the Pottsville police, and like they believe in the family members. Captain Walsh spoke very highly of Cindy. He even said to me on the phone when I talked to him one-on-one, he's like, Cindy's been a big advocate for Zachary. She's like, she wants to bring this kid home, and I want to help her. And like he speaks highly of her too. So like,
well, that's when Cindy had me in tears also, talking about, Captain Welsh and how he is just like really has that angst to find Zachary too, and the communication, because that's why it took me so long to have Cindy on the panel with you, Jules, because I'm over in Tennessee protesting or demonstrating, gathering for Sebastian Rogers. And it's because of the lack of communication and the way that his father's been treated. But then I hear this from Cindy, and I'm thinking, thank God that, we have such a great police force backing Cindy, because, you deserve it. And so does Zachary.
I think honestly, ladies, if I didn't have that communication with Captain Welsh, I'm speaking for myself here, I think I would have fell on my face already. I probably have felt, oh my, where do I go? What do I do? Like, what happens? I wouldn't want that feeling to. He's so supportive. I just truly like the man. And if he retires, I'm gonna cry a river. But
I think he wants to bring Zachary. I think he wants to bring Zachary home first before he even considers that, because that's what he made it sound like. He's like, I'm going to find this boy. He really wants to. And
his probably first day of retirement will probably be dreaming, calling his phone 100 times.
Oh gosh, yes. Well, I mean, he's just been so available, and so it's just, and it's hard because I understand, police officers are people too, but I think going that extra mile, just it makes the family feel so much more supported, and especially when your loved one's still missing, I mean, through the whole process, it has to be, you know, tough on everyone. Hey, Mama, good to see you. Welcome in, everyone. So, Cindy, what was Zachary's normal day? Like, did he have a certain routine that he liked to follow, or what was out of the ordinary, or what made you all think um, that something was up when no one heard back, or how did that go?
Zachary is very routine. He would get up, start his day, walk around downtown Pottsville, talk to individuals that he knew, stop by his mom's place of employment, and go home, have supper, go to bed, and kind of do the same thing every day. Uh, Shoo, October 22nd, 2022. Zachary seen at 4 p.m. at the 7-Eleven in Pottsville. That's the last time Zachary has been seen or heard from. Out of character for Zachary, totally out of character. In the beginning of this, a few days go by, you think to yourself, well, maybe he's at a friend's house and he'll come home. Another day goes by, and it's just, oh, you panic so bad. You truly, truly panic. He didn't come home.
Cindy, I mean, that is terrible. I mean, and every day that goes by. For you, I mean, you've really been in the trenches, right? You've really been, out there looking. So when you guys discovered that Zachary was missing, were you kind of talking to or going to the places where he frequented?
We were everywhere, everywhere. I can't even begin to tell you how many miles I put on my feet and on my vehicle in Pottsville, Schuylkill Haven, St. Clair, Minersville, searching. And then, the blocks just seem like they're forever in a day. They just seem like they're getting bigger, bigger, bigger. And every face that you see, you're staring at every individual, male or female, it didn't matter. You were just staring at people, and you get these looks like, what are you looking at? You're just staring and praying, and that person is Zachary, and it isn't. He had a he had a tan jacket on. I don't know how many people in Pottsville had tan jackets on, and you're thinking, there he is, there he is. And it wasn't him. It's almost like you're looking for a red car and everybody has a red car. Like everybody you just wanted to just pull that person around and say, Zachary, there you are. I don't know how many times I've yelled in alleyways when I would see an individual screaming his name, and that person would turn around and say to me, I'm not Zachary, man. I don't know who you're looking for. It's just an
Uh-huh.
awful, awful feeling. You feel so, so empty, drained. Like, oh, it's,
Oh, Cindy. Ah, geez.
I, uh, I held on to hope for a very long time that he would come walking through the door, and uh, I still have that hope, but I'm going to be honest, it has diminished. It's 3.5 years is a long time for someone to not come home. Not a phone call, not a picture, not a text message, nothing, 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 nothing. People just don't disappear. Somebody out
No,
there
they
knows
do.
something. They know exactly where my nephew is. And they should really come forward and, give us that closure, bring the boy home to us. I don't really ask what happened. I just ask for a location.
Right. You just want to find him, and that's a heavy burden for anyone who knows where Zachary is or knows what happened to Zachary. That's got to be a very heavy burden for them to carry every single day for the last
Mhm.
3.5 years. It just has to be the heaviest burden. So I don't know why they haven't come forward. Um, I mean, I know a few people have here and there, but it's few and far between, like you said. I mean, we've talked before. It's like they just scattered like roaches. Like, oh, I didn't have anything to do. Nobody wants to talk, and that's concerning.
It's very concerning. I just don't know how anybody can't just pick up the phone and remain anonymous. Just I don't care if you stick a little piece of hand a paper in somewhere and say, "I know where Zachary is. This is where he is." Do something. He has a mother. He has siblings. He has a child. Uh, uh,
I know, and he looks so young, and people say that about me too. Like people, oh, there's no way your daughter's, in her 20s, but it's like he's a father, like you said, he's a person, and again, he seems such a jovial kind of a person, where
mhm,
non-confrontational. So that's another thing that is just not like him, and that's odd about
mm-mm.
what's happened here. What he was wearing last is on the screen too, guys. So his hat, he was wearing the beige jacket. He's wearing like a maroon shirt. Do you know what logo was on the shirt by any chance?
I do not. I do
Okay, I
not.
couldn't make it out. I was trying to figure out what logo it was, but I know he's wearing a Zeppelin shirt in the other photo, that because I wanted everyone to see his face. He's a cutie pie, He's got a cute
He is
face.
cute. That's
Yeah,
my Ziggy.
yeah. I'm just like, "Oh, he's adorable." And I know I'm not too much, I'm in my 40s, so we're not too far apart in age, but, it
Mhm.
just yeah. Um, and likes classic rock. For a while there, you were saying you were thinking he was maybe at front with friends, or like kind of maybe running with a group of people, or something.
Mhm.
Was there anything that would make him want to like take out and go somewhere else, or do you just think that he would really stay close to home because he's got
He
family and
would come
people?
home. He would have came
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
No doubt in my mind. Something prevented him from coming home. Why I don't know. What the circumstances are. The
Yeah,
pain is
Cindy, and
so
uh, I'm sorry,
the
go ahead,
pain
hon.
is so bad. It's just so bad. Oh, oh God. I sit and I think of the last time I had contact with Zachary. I had a conversation that we had, and I go to that, and I just him and I could hear him say to me, "I love you, Lulu." I just so every time I see Zachary, you get more and more handsome. That's all we have is that it was very hard coming on today. I'm gonna be honest. Oh,
It's
I
okay,
just
Cindy. I understand. I mean, you just tell us whatever you want to say, is what I'm saying.
uh,
That's what's important, is getting your voice out there, because you've advocated for Zachary from day one. You're looking for him everywhere, like you
I
said,
feel like I
everywhere he could
failed them
possibly.
now. I didn't bring him home. Like I feel like I I keep telling him I'm gonna bring you home, buddy, and I didn't do it yet.
Well, and that's why I think awareness is so important too, because Cindy, you can't do it all on your own. You have to have people to help out, get the word out, and to remember. And um, you do that so well on Facebook. Like I said, I only stole a
Right.
couple of screen grabs, a small portion of what you've done or and what you put out in terms of trying to find Zach. I mean, that is a
But
huge
the
deal.
longer this goes on, you lose people. You lose their attention because what happens is a lot of people they want juicy on social media. Like they want a story. They want to like be able to comment about things. I don't have that, and I don't want to lose the public. I want everybody to know Zachary. I want them to be able to talk about him around the kitchen table. Um, I just want everybody to know who he is because
Well,
he
yeah.
deserves that.
Oh yeah, and I mean that'll help people keep a lookout for him because the one thing that I'm sure is so hard to hold on to is hope for that he's going to be found out there. And there's a lot of stories that I've even seen lately where detectives were baffled, and the person was still alive. So I never ever want to lose hope
Uh-huh.
for any. I mean, no matter how bad it gets, unless we get some sort of a smoking gun, like, okay, authorities think that something, foul play happened, or you know but don't ever beat yourself up, because I was amazed. I thought I was a part of the Facebook group, but I just joined both yesterday. And I'll drop the link for your Facebook groups too. um because
Thank
you're
you.
right, people do. Yeah, they do. You're absolutely right, Cindy. You got it. All about it, right?
Uh-huh.
um
Yeah.
yeah, they lose interest if we don't keep their interest, and we don't continue. And that's, I think, sometimes why people will make stuff up. But I mean, the awareness and talking about this story, I think really digging in and just trying to figure out what happened, um, is better than making things up, because we could still be interested and talk about, important, pieces of the case.
Right. The
I,
stories, the wild stories about this case are, I mean, I don't know if people sat and watched themselves some ID channel stuff or what, or made their own movies, but I mean, oi,
yeah.
awful.
I just want to say this also, Cindy. You have not failed Zachary by any means, and that's because number one, you've never given up on him. You've never given up on like saying his name, and you haven't given up hope. You haven't failed anybody. If anything, you're the one who is being his voice. I think that if Zachary knew how much you were dedicated to looking for him and stuff like that, I think he would. He knows how much you love him, wherever he is. He knows. Ara knows how much you love him. You can see when she looks at you. She can tell. You and I've talked
Uh-huh.
about this. About dogs know when somebody, and every single time we've all searched together, she runs right over to you and Dan and is like being her goofy Ara self before she gets into work mode. I think she picks up on your energy, and she tries to. She's R is a combination of I want to make you happy, but I also want to go like find the bad people and do something. You know what I mean? So
Uh-huh.
and I said to Lady Trish on the messenger earlier, I'm like, the picture she has of R on the thumbnail, she's got her mouth open and she's all goofy, and I always say like R's always like goofy with her mouth open. But you have not failed Zachary at all. I will say that you've been the one family member from the beginning that I've seen constantly saying stuff, not just recently.
Uh,
You, you, you know what I'm talking about. You've been constantly saying stuff. You're the one who, when Shonda, after Gator and I helped find Jake Potter, you were the number that Shonda gave me to call and talk to about finding Zachary. She said, this is
yeah.
Zachary's aunt's number. So from day one, since I've known you, you've always been the one that's been like out there. And I think we've got a good search group of people that like get together. You know, Patrick and Dan and everybody. I think we've got.
Uh,
Well, and I so appreciate you, Jules, and everything that you're doing as well. Um, because it's just it's so important to keep looking and keep searching. That's the biggest struggle too is to just keep people out there looking and searching.
She's amazing.
Yeah, and you guys have done a lot of large scale searches. So in terms of like the homeless camps and stuff around, um,
Yeah.
I know you guys have gone because that's always a big part of searching areas too. Um, because you just never know. Um, you guys did a lot of that though too, right?
Correct.
Yeah, there's been some interesting people in those groups too, and you have to wonder. Um, and there's people in those groups that know more, I believe, than what they're actually saying. But also, it's very odd that every week or every time we go back to the search area and see some of these people, it changes where Zachary may or may not be, or their story, and it's just like, did you forget that last week you told us this place, or like that's why it's just like Captain Walsh, I feel for him when people come to him and tell him all these different search locations, and it's just like he's just like probably just like what you just told me something different last week. Like it's just I don't know if they're just like they forget they told us someplace different. The first time, because the very first time I went searching with Cindy, one of the individuals that we approached when we were questioning them said something that made us want to call the Pottsville police.
Oh,
And then when the Pottsville police came out there, they told the Pottsville police. I was standing right there next to the cop when the cop was talking to this person. They told the Pottsville police something totally different from what they told me. So I was
yep.
just like, hmm.
Oh, oh, that's
Yep, they lie
frustrating
like
as
a
heck.
rug.
Sorry, Cindy, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's the lies. I mean, eventually they're just going to catch up with them. I mean, I don't get it. Like, you'll say he's here, you'll say he's there, but he's never right behind you.
Right. And like I said, I don't know if these
Yeah.
people forget they told us a different story the week before, or if they're just, I don't
I've
understand.
said it before. They're so full of shit. They need an enema.
Yeah. This is
Yeah,
why I want to.
exactly.
This is why Cindy needs to come on patrol at work with me one day and just start saying stuff because that'd be great. Um, I would
Should
love
put
this.
everybody in their place, right?
Um,
The sick thing.
yeah, I just they. I didn't want to say it, but Cindy said what I was thinking about what they're full of. But yeah, it just they're full of it, but also again, like it just the credibility. And then when they come out with another story, it's just like you want to vet every single thing because in every lie there's a truth somewhere. So it's just like every single time they tell us something, like what Chuji said, what's done in the dark will come to light.
Mhm.
There's a hidden truth in every lie. So it's just like when Cindy tells me that somebody else said something, I usually make a note of it in like I have like my notepad on my phone or I write it down in my notebook that I have, and I try to find a
Yeah.
pattern. And people might think that's weird, but that's how in the law enforcement world we do thinking sometimes. Like in the letters that the what's his face said about Cherry. He wrote letters to Cherry's mom, and we took all the
Mm,
letters and we were trying to find a pattern. Like in his letters, did he like capitalize certain letters? Like, is there a hidden message in these letters? Just like when these people tell
yeah.
Cindy something, like some of these people that say stuff to Cindy. Well, first of all, some of them say completely horrible things to her. Like
Hmm.
not just these encampment people. Some of Zachary's quote unquote friends making jokes that he's under a pile of leaves and stuff like that. Like, what is wrong
That
with these
was
people?
awful.
Oh,
Awful.
I know. I'd like to
Awful.
knock their heads together for that. I mean, that's, because it's just like, why would you ever do that? But see, the taunting part of the investigation, I guess I could say, but I think that is really important. Like you said, Jules, to check those patterns to see if there's anything, because many, many times the people who have involvement are either taunting or they're trying to get close to or talk to the victim's family.
Yeah, they like to insert themselves.
And that's weird. Like it's very
Exactly.
weird. And then like it's funny how people will like go to like Cindy or Kelly or Zachary's mother or somebody else and like say these things like a tip, but then when they're directed to possible police or even the Crime Stoppers Anonymous hotline, they won't do it. And it's just like, why would you talk to a family member? Like which I get, some people would like get nervous around cops, but I just think it's weird that it's every single time like, oh no, I don't talk to cops. It's just like, well, wait a second, like why not? You know what I mean? So it's just, to me, that's weird.
And if they do, they act like they don't know their ABCs or 1, 2, 3s.
Yeah, that's also
They
very
don't fool
weird.
me.
Well, and when you try to pin them down to a specific time, that is also frustrating because, they're talking, 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 and then when you really try to hone in on a piece of information and they have selective memory loss, or, like you said, Cindy, with the bullshit,
Mhm.
that's got to be so frustrating.
Right. I honestly don't know what could have went wrong here, and I don't know why this is going on. I mean, it. I go over this. You have no idea how many times I go over this in my head. Numerous times of how could we possibly be talking about this today? How could Zachary be missing? Why is Zachary missing? Why didn't Zachary come home? And it's these questions these individuals don't realize have changed the lives of everybody in my family.
Yep.
This affects all of us because you don't look at people the same anymore. It changes you. It totally changes you as a person, changes you.
Well, like you
I
said, he's supposed to
never,
be the friend. They're supposed to be his friends, and they're not looking. That would change me too. That would make me think, oh my gosh, why don't they care? You know?
right. And then the one, well, you were hanging around with my nephew an awful lot. And then to tell me to my face, well, I really, I would say he was a friend, but I wouldn't consider him a really good friend. I couldn't believe my ears. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
Well,
I the stuff that boy said to me, shame, 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 shame. True.
Yeah, definitely. Shame on them, and shame, I mean, it's just a crying shame just thinking that they wouldn't be trying to at least give some sort of information. Now, was it true that there was maybe like, I don't want to call it a party, but I think maybe like, because I've done that with friends, just gone over to people's house and there's,
Right,
like
like hanging out, gathering. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
there's like, yeah.
I believe in my heart that took place.
Okay, yeah,
Can
because
I
I was wondering.
can I say for 110% it happened on October 22nd? I can't say it because I wasn't there. But I
Yeah.
know one person that did say it that was there. So there you go. One person
Yeah.
confirmed that they were at that house on October 22nd of 2022. Then you have the owner of the home stating something different. Well,
And
they know something.
maybe because he doesn't want to be held responsible, or have that be one of the last places.
Right. I can't say something happened there. I can't say something didn't happen there because I wasn't there. So I'm not going to blame them.
Sure.
But do I feel that they could possibly know something more? Absolutely. Do I? It's that's on them. If they know the truth, I would appreciate if they would come forward and say, yes, he was here that day, you know, um, yada, yada, yada. But don't say he was there, then he wasn't there, then this date's this and this date's that. I mean, I come on.
Yeah, I call
If
it
it,
doing the hokey pokey.
yeah, well, it,
They're putting it
it's
in, they're
just,
putting it out. They're no, I did, yeah, I did, no, I didn't. Back and forth. That is
right.
just,
But
yeah, and you
honestly,
know
I
that they
mean,
know more.
we're all
Otherwise, they'd
parents.
just be
Like, if we had somebody come into our house, even if they say they were only at our home one time, okay, and that person went missing, well, I'd be reaching out and saying, "Oh my gosh, Timmy was definitely at my house." But is there anything I could do for you? I'll put a poster up, whatever. Even if the kid was only at my house, if they were still there, whether it was 3 weeks prior or the day before he went missing. They
right.
run. There's no help. And I get it if some people don't want to get involved. I get it. But I don't think I could be that type of person. I'm not saying it's just because I'm in this position right now. It's because who I am. I would want to help somebody as much as I possibly could. Well, they didn't.
Oh, absolutely, especially if it's my friend, but I mean, even if it was a neighbor or if or, just in general, because, sharing a flyer there's all kinds of things you could do to help, but then again, if you're
Yeah.
involved,
Even if to
that,
say, oh my gosh, that kid wore 2 different socks every day that I seen him, that's important. The information just to give out, like anything,
oh,
just
yes.
anything. That person hasn't not now I'm saying this for me, has not reached out to me once and said to me, is there anything that I can do? Not one time. But that's okay. That's fine. I'm not saying they had any involvement in this at all. I'm not on here to say that they did because I don't know.
Is this the same person that blocked me?
One of them, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I have my own
Yeah.
thoughts.
Yeah.
Well, I might block you too, Jules, because you're a badass. So I'd be afraid if you were gunning for me.
Well, I'm not a.
I'm just playing.
My dogs are badass. I'm not. I'm just the person at the end of the leash. But
Yeah.
it's.
Oh, jeez.
I
She's too
mean,
And it's
modest,
like,
Cindy. You
and
know it.
it's
We
Jules
talk
too.
about
We're
this.
not looking to blame anybody for anything. We are looking
No.
to bring Zachary home. That's the goal here. I mean, for me, anyway, I'm speaking for myself. My goal here is to bring Zachary home. I'm not looking to say this one did something or that one did something. I mean, maybe I'll talk to myself when I'm off of here, but
Well, I mean, I
yeah.
think it's fair to speculate. I mean, I think it's fair, especially because you've done a lot of research, but also, I mean, anybody would. We all do. We've tried to fill in the blanks. But I get what you're saying. You just want him home, and when you say, "Hey," even if they put a piece of paper and, give it to the police, where's Zachary? Tell us. I mean, that just proves it to me.
Well,
That
the
says
one
it all.
individual didn't reach out to help, but I thought, well, hey, what the heck? I put a missing persons flyer at where he lives.
um. So I'm gonna put this out right here and right now, and this is the first time I'm doing this. And Cindy had no idea I was gonna do this today, but I'm gonna say it now, and I'm gonna Captain. I'm gonna contact Captain Walsh to make this official. Um,
Uh-oh.
for anybody has any information that leads to Zachary being found, the reward is currently $6,000. My parents and I are offering to add $1,000 to that reward for
Oh,
Zachary.
Jules.
Sure.
Oh,
So
my
my
God.
my mom literally just sent me a message while we were doing this.
Oh,
So
Oh.
We're gonna contact Captain Walsh tomorrow to make it official because my dad's at work right now. But my parents are gonna donate 500. I'm gonna donate 500. So my family's gonna donate $1,000 to Zachary coming back home, and I'll do whatever to do to make it official on paper so that it's out there. But
I can see him smiling. Oh my gosh, thank you. Oh,
no, we love you, Cindy. And my mom. My
I've
mom
never
lost
met any people like you in my life. You are a godsend. Oh,
Oh.
my mom. So April 15th is my little brother who passed away. It would be his 33rd birthday. Um,
oh,
so my mom and dad want to do every year when we get to get close to Paul Thomas's birthday. Um, we want to do something for a family, and my parents and I want to put this money towards Zachary coming back home.
oh my
So
god.
we can now say the reward is up to $7,000 for him coming back home.
Thank
Oh
you.
my God, that's so awesome,
Yes.
Jules.
Wow. Oh, there what my beautiful eyes are all puffy now.
Hey, I've been trying not to let you guys know that I've been tearing up back here, but Jules just broke me with that. So
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I just yeah.
no, I love
Oh,
it. I think that's a beautiful thing. And thank your parents too, Jules.
yeah, oh
Send
my
them my
gosh.
love and
I will
aw.
absolutely. And my parents would be out there searching. It's just that my mom, it's hard for her to get around just because, with her legs. And then my dad's always working, but they want to do this. So,
Oh,
this, even though they can't physically be there to search, they want to contribute, in some way. So we're going to do
oh,
this. So I'll text Captain Walsh tomorrow and figure out what I have to do or where that can go. If I have to write a check to somebody, what I have to do or so, but we'll make it happen.
thank you.
I knew today was a good day. I just knew it was. I had a
Oh,
just positive energy. So, aw.
wow. Oh,
Cindy, that's fantastic because I think a reward, I think when we think about a reward, it does entice searchers to come out and look, but it also entices people to talk. And I think in this case with Zachary, I think we need that encouragement to
yes.
get people to talk.
Yeah.
Cool.
And you know what? So the number 7 is like, I'm gonna get religious here for a very brief second. So the God created the world in 7 days. They're saying seven's an angelic number. Seven is like it's a whole religious thing. Seven's a lucky number. So that's why lucky 7 is what my parents and I always say too. So maybe I hope this helps. I really do. And my parents do also. So I've been waiting. I was waiting to say because I was waiting for mom to write me back. I'm like, Mom, I'm on with with his aunt and Trish right now. My mom's like, we want to do it. So I wanted to get like confirmation before I said something, but I figured this was a good spot to say it so people out there can
Oh,
actually hear it being said.
thank
Yes, because
you.
that's it. Aw.
Oh, you're freaking
Oh, we just
awesome.
love you, Cindy, and I'm so glad to be a part of this. Like that is
Oh,
so great, Jules. Like I said, I knew something good today. I don't know. I was like, I shouldn't feel like this, happy, right? But I was excited to have you guys on, because I wanted you on for a while, and so
And literally, you had
oh,
no idea I was going to say that. So it's just like it's the universe saying something. So yeah.
thank you, Jules. I love you.
Well, we love you too. Ara, if she was with me right now, she'd tell you that she loves you also. Gator's with me because we were at work, but Ara loves you
I
too. So
hear the G-Man.
yeah,
hey, Gator.
everyone knows Gator. People call Gator G-Man all the time, and he's just struts around just like, yep, that's me. So
We'll get you some pillows, baby. It's okay.
oh God.
Aw.
Oh, Patrick wants to get him a. The joke is for everybody in chat. Gator, for some reason, when he's throwing a temper tantrum, will find a pillow, even though he's 10 years old, and he's a very well behaved dog. But for some reason, when he wants to throw a fit, he'll find a pillow and he'll shred it. And I have no idea why he does that. It's like, and now one. one of the
You
searchers
can have
that's,
Dan's pillow, honey.
oh God, one of the searchers that searches for this Patrick keeps saying, he's like, I'm going to bring Gator a pillow. I'm like, no, he doesn't need any more pillows to shred. Because
I know. I was thinking I'll get him a pillow to shred him.
he would enjoy that way too
Aw.
much. He'd be like, yeah, let's do it.
He's like, it's time. Get my aggressions out on this pillow.
That's basically what he does. And you know what's funny? I have the Furbo camera in the background. Like in the Furbo, so like whenever he's throwing a temper tantrum in the Furbo, I watch him. I'll have to post a video one day. He'll literally just stand there staring at the door. Then he like scoffs, literally jumps on the bed in the guest room and starts like grabbing a pillow and like wrestling with it. So I took all the pillows off the bed, so we can't do it anymore. So I was like, Gator, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm sure you don't like that when it's your favorite pillow either, though, Jules.
Nope, they're all in the
You're
closet
like, don't
now.
encourage it.
You
Oh,
have
one
to
of the,
laugh though. It's funny.
it is very funny, especially because he's 10 and it's just like you wouldn't expect it. But even every police dog has their one thing they do. Like there's jokes online like, oh, canine officer steals his partner's sandwich and stuff like that. Like, yes,
Right.
they're very well behaved, but every once in a while they remind you that I got you.
That's so funny. I saw that. Oh my God, I've watched that video several times where the dog steals it and the officer's like, well, it's all right. He stole his lunch.
Yeah, yeah.
It's cute.
Sasha in chat just said, who's pulling his phone information from the provider? Cindy, do you know if someone like pulled any of his phone information by chance to get pings, kind of like they did with Jesse in his case?
Zachary's cell phone was broken at the time.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, that's right.
Yes. Mhm.
Thank you, Jules. I'm sorry, Sasha. I wasn't even paying attention in chat. Um, did they check the phones like of people around that were around him that night by any chance? I know that some of this stuff might not, just let me know if it's, privileged information.
Like, did they subpoena
Yes.
people's phones? You mean? Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
So that's good. Well, and that's what's great about Zachary's case in that way, where the police really have tried to figure out what happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, yeah. Sasha's saying the maps. The maps are important too
Mm-hmm.
to check on the maps. Did he usually stay in Pottsville, or did he go to different towns and things like that? Like, did he have friends in
As
other
far as
places?
as far as I know, it was always Pottsville. But he's 27 years old when he went missing. I mean, he could have went other places that I don't know of, but usually it was always in Pottsville. He would frequent in Pottsville, and I
Okay.
I don't know, like it. If you really think about this, like where could he have gone? It makes no sense to me. Like there's something there that I just can't put my finger on it. Like you're reaching for it, but you just can't grab it. Something's off here. Something's off.
I agree. I agree. I feel like that in many of the cases, Cindy, like that's so well put, where
Mhm.
it's like there's just one thing or maybe just a couple of things. But also, I'm a big believer in that criminals make mistakes and all of us do. We're human. So any of us that try to pull, if we think we're pulling something off, we're not.
Right.
Like even if we try,
No,
there's
no.
been so many people that have premeditated everything out, and I don't really know that this was premeditated. It seems like maybe something happened on the spur of a moment, or that's one of my theories, or where my brain goes to, maybe
Mhm.
something happened where there was a disagreement. But then again, with Zachary being so non-confrontational, and again, he just seems like a really mellow type of a
Mhm.
guy. Um,
Now
that's tough.
it scares me though. He didn't have his medication, so what kind of mindset did that put Zachary in? Now, to my knowledge, he didn't have his medication, but did he actually go get it? So, say he didn't get it. So, you're going through a withdrawal but not having your medication. So, what kind of mindset could that put somebody in? Was he talking differently? Somebody didn't like it? Was he sad? Was he, just not himself? And did that irritate somebody? That's a possibility too. There's so many different things that you could look at that roll through your mind, but where is that truth? What happened to Zachary Vidal?
Right.
It's doesn't make any sense. It's
Yeah, but well, I think anybody that is on medications, when they don't have it, it's going to have some sort of an adverse effect, if especially because a lot of that medication, you're not supposed to just like stop taking it,
no.
something like that. You know what I mean? Like just any of these
Right.
cases where, because that's usually, and thank you for bringing that up, because that's usually a first question too, where
Mhm.
okay, because it does change somebody's mindset. Absolutely.
Right. And that's what made him become a endangered missing person in America. He needs his medication. Oh, this makes me so upset. I don't even like I don't even know what could have happened here to this boy, or if something bad happened here, why would anybody want to hurt this kid? What could he have
And he
possibly
didn't have a
done?
girlfriend. Did he? He didn't have a girlfriend at the time
To my
of all of
knowledge, he did not, that he spoke about to his family. I mean, my family, no, but who's to say he honestly didn't,
Right.
I, d- I, I don't know if I'll just say no, to my knowledge, no, but
I know it's always odd to me, like a girlfriend wouldn't come forward in this situation, but sometimes they don't. Especially if they were the last ones, with them or something like that. But um,
mhm,
many times you do see the girlfriends come out and say,
right. But as
they're
far as any girlfriends coming to his house or meeting his mom or anything like that, no,
okay.
no. It
Hello,
was
witchy
just
mama.
it was just these certain individuals that he was hanging around with, and well, they're all walking around and Zachary's missing, and I don't get it.
What about his last social
Well,
media post, or like what was he active on social media before
that's what I was about to ask
Um,
actually.
Yeah, it's a
he
good
he
question.
he has an old Facebook and then his newer Facebook. He would just
Mhm.
message his brother and stuff like that on it. So I wouldn't say he was very highly active on it as posting anything. Just like means of communication and stuff like that. Hey, how they like to chat and stuff. But as
Mhm.
far as I know, I don't see anything that was active unless he was on that Snapchat or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have no idea. I did take a few things off of his older Facebook, and I posted his one saying that he always had about the birds. I posted that that's very strong. Um,
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
were you guys able to check on the medications if they were refilled at any point, or did they?
as far as I know, he didn't get it. So
Okay, thank you. Yeah, because I think that is that's part of, that could be part of it, a contributing factor, like you said, if they didn't have it. Um, but he does look
right, and
like he looks really happy, or like he looks like that nothing's really going on when he's walking in 7-Eleven. I don't know if he knew the guys in there and maybe he was saying hello, in this picture. But I mean, he just looks like he was doing all right that day. So, but and did any of the people that he was hanging out with that night, did any of them have cars like that you know of?
The few that I know actually that I had spoken to, the three of them did not have a vehicle, but one individual, there was vehicles at his house.
Oh, okay. Okay. So there could have been transportation of some sort. Because he was on foot. I think somebody asked about if was did he have a car or was he on foot? He was on foot that night
Correct.
as well. Yeah.
Correct.
And was the house party far from the 7-Eleven? I mean, would he have went straight away over there? Or, I mean, I know it's probably hard to speculate.
It was not far from the 7-Eleven.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Walking distance.
Yeah,
Hello, Holly.
one thing I will say is that people, like when we were talking about these homeless encampments and stuff like that we've gone to, I think a big problem we run into when we're searching these encampments is people don't want to talk because I think that we're there looking for something like a certain product, and we're not. Like the first time I searched Cindy, I
Oh.
told her this. The first time I searched Cindy, I even told her, I'm like, I bet you that these people are gonna assume Ara's a narcotics dog. And that works to my benefit sometimes because some people are just like, no, 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 don't bring the dog in here. I'll tell you whatever you want to know. But at the same time, some people are just like, it can be a deterrent too. I guarantee you, one of those people definitely thought Ara was that's what she was there for the first time we searched because they were freaked out when they saw her.
There have been a lot of comments about Zachary's disappearance. The comments that have been made are very horrific. You could get them at any time of the day, any time of the night. A lot of them would come in late at night, and then you'd be sitting on that for 3 days, just awful things that were said. And you gotta listen, but it's hard. But you gotta listen to every one of them, and a lot of the things that are being said are, I don't know if it's rumors, like this one said it, so they're going to tell this person and that person and that person, but it just keeps, certain things just keep coming back about this. Like we said, there's truths in there.
Absolutely. The very first time I went searching with Cindy, I can tell you that the very first time we went to this one location, and one of the individuals, when I confronted them about what happened to Zachary, this individual literally said, I said to him, do you know what happened to Zachary? And I don't know if they were just like out of it or what they were doing, but they said, F yeah, I do. And that's one of the things that made us call the police. And then when the police got there, magically he forgot that he ever said that. It sounded like, so it was just like, huh. So
She asked him 3 times.
I did. She was Cindy and her husband were standing right behind me when I asked it too, and they all like. I was surprised he actually just came out right and said it to me. But I think again, I had Ara with me. I think he was scared because he thought Ara was
very, very, very forthcoming.
Yeah, well, I think it's because he didn't want Ara going back there because he didn't want Ara searching the area. In case
Real
she found.
cocky. Yeah, I know where the blank he is. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and I was like,
yep, real relaxed in a hammock.
Yeah, he was asleep in the hammock, and then there was 2 things. I think they were worried Ara was going to search for something particular, and I also think that because there was this pet cat that lives there, I think that Ara was going to eat their cat, which I mean I wouldn't have let her do it, but it was just we don't like. Cindy's seen Ara bark at a cat before. Ara can go from being very sweet to jaws like very fast, like in the wrong situations.
Mhm.
Oh, I bet.
Just to clarify, I would never let her do that to a cat. But she's a shepherd mal mix. She's got pointy ears, and she's got that like. If you don't know her, she can be intimidating. Unless you're Sydney, because Sydney, the first time Sydney met Ara, she was like, "She's so cute." It's just so cute she is.
Yeah, I
Oh
was
gosh,
wanted
when
to
she
give
does
her
that with her tongue,
a
her mouth open.
Her mouth was probably open when she met Sydney, because her mouth's always open. Because I'm just like, and like we said the other night, on Jen's panel, that one area we went to search, her mouth closed, like, and it was closed. And then whenever there's one particular area,
Yes.
Cindy, Ara like whines and she keeps her mouth closed. Like
Yeah.
she have her mouth open like it usually is walking around. Some people might say, well, what if like she's just not hot? I'm like, dogs don't just pant because they're hot. You got to remember that. Like when she picks up on something or something feels off, she's focused. It's like when a person takes Adderall with ADHD. She targets, focuses on stuff. And there's two areas
Yeah,
in particular.
Jules, that's what is that's interesting about that. So, can you tell us a story really quick about that? Like where her mouth was closed and she usually doesn't have it, like that's showing a behavioral, sorry,
Change
a
of
difference in
behavior.
behavior. Yeah.
I don't want to give specifics of the area, but I can tell you what happened in the two areas where she got weird.
Yeah. Where she got weird. I love it. That's like
so
my favorite thing to listen about is when the dogs do something they're not, that's they're keying in or I guess they say hitting on an area, but I think that's interesting that what your dog is telling
Yeah.
you
I
based on their
noticed
behavior.
with Aura what she does in this one area is her eyes keep going and going and going, and she gets into this deep thought. She's thinking and thinking and thinking. That's change of behavior.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Ara, even when the one time
that's
we were searching with Captain Walsh, um, when Captain Walsh met her and stuff like that, she got out of the car and she was her like the goofy. This is a very small search. It was me, Cindy, one of Cindy's friends, and Captain Walsh and Ara that went out. Very small group that went out. And Captain Walsh even saw there was a couple of times where I told Ara search this area, and like she would go out and search. Like there was one homeless encampment we kind of walked through where we wound up seeing a dog later on. And then she didn't care about the homeless camp. She was just like, nope. But then we walked further and got to this one area. And she started doing the whole like, her head would like her ears went forward, her tail went between her. Cindy will tell you her tail went between her legs, which is that almost never happens for her. She never does that. And that doesn't mean she's scared.
wow.
That doesn't mean she's scared necessarily. It's just something that she's just reacting a certain way. And sometimes
Wow.
yes, people could say it's a dog protecting their underside because when dogs get into fights, real quick, even the old Caesar Milan shows, he talks about this. If a dog wants to seriously injure another dog, they'll go for their groin area, especially if it's two males, because that'll instantly, unfortunately, end it for the dog. So that's why dogs will put their tail between their legs because they feel vulnerable and they want to protect their underside. That's why their tail is between their legs and they cover that area. It's defensive.
Oh,
You
that
both
makes
reacted.
sense.
You both reacted the exact same way at the exact same time. Sorry, that was funny.
You were like, oh.
So, and Captain Walsh noticed it before I did because I was looking in the woods. He was looking at her, and he said, "Does she usually act like that?" And I said, "No, that's new." So she did get weird around this one area with the behavior change, and then whenever we go back to this other area, there's certain parts of this area that are hard to access because, unfortunately, of all the trash and all the other stuff that's littering on the ground. And unless she's wearing her booties, I can't really take her back through this area. But she doesn't like it. She gets really weird. Like she starts either her mouth will close, her ears will go up, her hackles will start raising in this one area. Her tail goes between her legs, and she gets really stiff and rigid. And she just stares.
And then I drive Jules nuts and say, "Do you see that? Do you see that? Do you see that?"
I never mind. It's just I just want to know what she's thinking. I'm just like, what are you trying to tell me? Like talk, like speak or something. She can't. Well, she speaks, but not
Yeah,
English.
I love that though, that Cindy's keying in on those moments too, because like I mean that's what we look for, right? Or we're kind of, you've talked about it too, and I appreciate whenever you're up talking about that because that's how you know what the dog is trying to tell you. Like you said, they can't speak, so
No, no,
and
and I don't do the line of work that Jules does, but I worked in an animal shelter for 15 years, so you have to learn every animal on how they're going to act and react. So you
oh
learn
yeah,
that real quick.
Yeah, and I will say there was a search that we were on, and Call Region Canary did a story on this. I just want to clarify one thing about it. So we did do a search. There was an area after we ran to the Bruce Willis shotgun guy that chased us off his property. There was an area where Ara did key in on a set of bones. They didn't look like deer bones, so we weren't exactly sure what they were.
Mm.
It wound up being, because I called the coroner's office after all this stuff, it wound up being somebody's deceased dog. Now, Ara, I don't want to say Ara's 100% perfect when she finds something, because nobody's perfect at everything, but I know that there has been some rude comments people made, like, oh, how dare Ara disappoint the family. I just want to say that it was, yes, like Cindy will tell you, I felt so bad that day when we found out it was a dog. But, I mean, Ara has also found 16 other people, if you count this most recent search to Mako we were doing that we helped with. So I believe Ara when she does things. When Ara has a behavior change, and the St. Clair police officer even said this, we have to verify, because Cindy has seen Ara look at deer bones and not even cared. She's just like, I don't care about that. She's just like, nope, that's not what I'm looking for.
Right.
And
yeah.
some dogs would just run right up and grab it and start chewing on it. She doesn't care because she knows that's not what she's supposed to be doing. When I went out with Bullhorn, I went with Bullhorn Betty that one day to find that Catherine. Oh my God, what's her name? And out by Bloomsburg, Catherine. You know what I'm talking about, Cindy? That girl that went missing and
Right.
missing something. I was out with Bullhorn Betty, and there's a huge pile of deer bones, and Ara didn't care about them. And I knew it was deer bones because there were antlers there. And Ara walks right up to it and goes, "Meh, like whatever." So just I trust Ara when she has a behavior change. I believe her. And the one thing that the St. Clair police officer said to me was, "Hey, if somebody was missing a pet, we can find out what breed this was and whatnot. You know what? Someone's in an enclosure where their dog is, or like he's like, so look at it that way." And he's like, put it this way. He's like, Zachary led to someone finding their deceased pet, and now a pet gets to
He
come
was
home because of it.
awesome that day.
Oh, he was so nice, but he made me feel better. I know
Aw.
he was like a young guy too, but he said
Mm-hmm.
he literally said Zachary led to someone's pet coming back home, and I didn't think of it that way until he said that, and I was just like, you know what, that I appreciated it.
Right.
Oh, I know, because pets are like our family too, so
Yeah, and it's just like when Ara has these behavior changes, like I said, she's helped find 16 people. I believe her when she has a behavior change.
wow.
I'm like, it's just now we haven't always been like the sole person. Like there's been people that have been like they found something like, can you come over here and bring your dog and verify? And Ara will come over and she'll sit right away. Like if she knows what it is, she'll sit right away for it. But if it's like a deer or whatever, she's like, I don't care. Like she for her certification test, I had to do, I think it was 1,000 hours before she even got the test for her certification of cadaver training. And twice a year we go to West Virginia and we train with these Ampuada instructors. They have cadaver, and we do certifications with them. We do training seminars with them, and they're fantastic people. So I know I talk about Gator a lot in his narcotics work. Gator was like trained on narcotics before I even got him. I just got him on fentanyl, not got him on, but I trained him on fentanyl indication and prescription medications. That was a lot of work because she hadn't done cadaver work before me. So it was just, I don't even know why I got prompted to do it. I think it was just like after the whole Skylar Neese case to start, that was why I was like, I want to get her trained up to help find the rest of Skylar, because not all of Skylar was found at that time. So, yeah, it's just, I trust. Long story short, I trust Ara when she has a behavior change, because she's just these dogs know stuff. And Cindy loves. Ara loves Cindy and her husband Dan and Patrick, who's also been a fantastic searcher. Um, we have a good group of people that go out, and unfortunately, with my job, sometimes I can't be there, but I try to be there as much as I can. But again, Cindy has been every single search, every single time, constantly talking to the police, constantly sharing. And Cindy also shares other people's missing stuff too. Some people won't do that. Like if you go to Zachary's search group, Cindy will share flyers of other missing individuals, other missing loved ones. Just like Rachel
Yes.
does. So it's like she's a big, big advocate for bringing people home. So that's why I say like anybody who can come out and search with us. Cindy and I have a rule about searching. Just don't be weird, because we've had some people that have been very weird that have come out and searched with us.
Jules, the only rule is don't be weird.
Cindy
I love
knows
it.
exactly what I'm talking about too. So it's like, yeah.
I just feel when we get to certain search areas that I kind of like the search team to back off a little bit, because I'd like to see Ara do her job and Jules. And I try to be nice and, kind of keep it quiet and keep everybody in a line, because you have to stay behind Ara. And I don't like, you don't go in front of the dog. The dog's the lead.
Oh, and
So
she wants to lead too. You've seen her. She'll push her way to the front to start leading every single time.
Oh yes, he knows.
She's like, this is my job. Because when we went searching with Captain Walsh from Pottsville PD, he right away was like, I'm gonna walk right behind you. He knew what he was doing. He's like, I'll be your spotter. And we're just like, he knows exactly what to do. And
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute, Jules. I'm sorry to interrupt, but can you repeat that? And just I mean, I would love to hear more about that, because you just said that you had the detectives out there searching with you, and I mean, I was in tears the other day, thinking about how we don't have searchers for Sebastian. So I just wanna, I
Oh
want
yeah,
you to.
Captain Walsh came out with me and Cindy and one of Cindy's friends to search. Like I forget her name, but she's a lovely lady.
It's my sister-in-law, Cindy.
Oh, she's so cute. But yeah,
I love this.
what she said that
Because
counts
I
me out.
hate bashing law enforcement. Like, I really do not want to bash law enforcement, because we need them, and obviously we're relying on their information, and I want to be able to trust them. And so there's this major, issue with, me going back and forth. The law enforcement can be so corrupt, and then law enforcement can be so great. And just to hear that he's out there searching, and I
If
mean,
he couldn't have got it done that day, he was going out off duty. He was going out regardless.
Yep, he was. So he
oh
went.
my gosh.
Basically, what happened was we went walking into this area, and he immediately was walking right behind me. I just kind of looked at him because I'm so used to some people just like running right in front, and I'm just like, how do you know where to go? But he knew right away, and he even said, I'll be your spotter," which is when you're having a dog for a search. The dog's up front. You usually have someone right behind you, in case you need somebody, or in case. Usually it's a drone. Usually there's a spotter. There's a drone pilot. In this case, Captain Walsh also has. It's a drone pilot too. So Captain Walsh flies drones. So he was behind me, and like he was very supportive. And what also was weird, and Cindy was talking about like people giving weird tips. It's odd the amount of people that try to discredit for whatever reason. It's just like, why do you not want the dogs searching this area? Why are you trying to bash the handler working the dog? And I'll say this because I know people like to cause drama. I sent Captain Walsh on my paperwork, so he knew I was legit. So, Trisha, I know you know the one person I'm talking about in particular who loves to just say random stuff. Captain Walsh saw my paperwork and my credentials, so there's that. But anyway.
Absolutely. Well, hey, Cindy and I talked about that. We were both, I mean, I think our conversation was like a half hour long about all the bull crap with that. Because, many times these people don't, accomplish much, Jules, and then they're just back there behind the keyboard, and, you know.
And keyboard warriors, and they don't they'll reach out to you and bash people, but they're sitting with canines and they don't offer to come out and help.
Oh, I know. No, I mean that's the thing. They don't want to go out and search or do any of that stuff. But it's tough. Like even when we did a search for Sebastian, it wasn't like a really long all day. I mean, we did a couple
Right.
hours out there, and it's not easy to go looking and knowing that you're looking for a person and a loved one, and it's just. There's a
Yeah.
lot that goes into searching, and it's tough to get people to come out. So,
You have to prepare yourself because you don't you don't know what is out there,
Exactly.
alive or deceased. Like you have no idea when you're going out searching. So you have to, and being a family member going out, you have to prepare yourself.
Yep,
oh
and
yes.
I've talked about that with Cindy before too, and I've talked about that with Cherry's mom, Janice. I've said in the searchers every time I search people, I say we need to have a plan just in case we find him or her or whoever we're looking for, because it's easy to just say like we're gonna do the search and charge him, but it's completely different when you find somebody, and that's a lot of things that people like. I really don't give a crap what people say about me online anymore. I'm done caring, to be honest, because I know what I can do. I trust my dogs. I don't do this for anything other than bringing somebody home, because I hate seeing. Every time Cindy cries, my heart breaks. Every time Janice from Cherry's case cries, my heart breaks. It's just like,
I know.
it's so easy to go after somebody you don't like for whatever reason versus like taking a second to pause. But you can't argue with idiots. You can't argue with insane people.
No.
And
No.
I don't care what online think. I care about what like the family members think, and I care about what the police think, because they're the ones that matter.
Mhm.
They're just the ones that matter. And in Zachary's case, like Cindy's been saying, people say all the time, like, "Oh, I don't trust cops." I trust Pottsville police 100%. I've worked with them 3 different times now. When I was trying to help with something for Jesse's case initially, when I was doing Jake Potter's case, and now with Zachary, they've always been so nice, so responsive. Like, I wish they were available for Sebastian's case, because the Pottsville police are fantastic police officers, men and women. Before I came on the scene, Captain Walsh was calling in state police with their dogs, because Pottsville doesn't have a canine department. So Captain Walsh and Cindy have been very much like resource gathering and doing what they can to find Zachary. Like, I've never seen. I'm not going to do it. I've never seen a family member as committed as Cindy searching. So not going to cry. Not going to do it. So I'm going to mute myself before I start crying.
Oh,
Oh,
Jules,
geez.
no, I mean, like, seriously, if I was to put like a whole timeline of the last 3.5 years, all the Facebook posts, everything, Cindy writing, somebody knows something, like all of this that she's putting out, awareness, the other flyers for missing people. Like I said, I mean, you're doing the most, Cindy, on the Facebook. It looks really good. It's not, you know, some of them are just full of drama. Yours is not. Yours is just strictly, I want to find Zachary, bring
Mhm.
Zachary home. Where is Zachary?
Yep.
And that's refreshing to see that. And then also when we have the involvement with the police, I mean, this is why I went to the demonstration for Sebastian, because I felt like this is what we need. Like, are they not going to give us transparency? Are they not going to start helping? Are they not going to start working together? Or are they not going to, I just feel like they're waiting for someone else to find Sebastian. They're not actually looking. And so, and I might be wrong. And maybe they know something different than I do, which I'm sure they do. But that's why, I just, because that really does breed a lot of rumors, unfortunately. I mean, and it's not the police, it's not their fault either, but it just does breed the rumors.
Well, every time there's a missing person, and then if a case goes cold, friends and family always think that the police aren't doing anything. It's not that they aren't doing anything. They can only act on what was given to them. So they're human too. So I mean, can you imagine? They got to take this home with them. You know, how many times do you think
Yeah.
they've had sleepless nights because of someone's missing, had nightmares? I mean, I feel bad for the police too, because they want to bring that person home and they want to make a family feel good. And it's hard on them because they aren't able to do it, you know, at that present time. So I get it and I understand it. So I personally could never say that the Pottsville Police Department didn't do anything for Zachary, because they certainly have. And it's not their fault that my nephew was missing. It's the circumstances
Mhm.
that took place that he's missing. So,
Right.
I
you
agree.
know, I do feel bad for them, for the police as well. I feel bad, period.
Yeah,
And they're
Cindy's one
open
of
to
those few
your
people that do
information.
that.
Like when you call and you give them information, Cindy, they're right there to like, you know, they're right there to serve you, which is so wonderful. And
and
I mean,
Yes.
I just
some departments will. They honestly could say to me, Cindy, I don't have anything right now, but if anything develops, I'll give you and your family members a call. You know, yeah, I hear that, but I hear that at the end of our conversation, not at the beginning. So
Right.
a lot of people, if they
mm,
do get a return call, they're going to get that right in the beginning. I don't have anything. If I get anything, I'll call you back. And their conversation lasts 5 seconds. Mine can last 20 minutes sometimes.
yeah,
But
and I think that's important though, just for the family to feel. And I don't know. I know it's like, especially in big areas, it's budgeting and all of that. But I think
mhm,
that would just help. I think it helps tremendously to have at least where people can have a good source to go for information, like your Facebook, for instance, and then that way, you know, they know that you're working with the police, and so it's
mhm,
more of a united front, and so that
mhm.
kind of puts up a wall. Because Jules, you know the circus in a lot
But
of these
Mhm.
cases.
you don't like think for a second when you're calling these police, you're crying to them. Like they're like your psychiatrist, your doctor, your friend, your police officer. They're
Oh,
everything in one phone conversation. It's like, and I think to myself, I probably just drove that person crazy. You know, like,
No,
oh,
you've never driven. He's only said good things about you. And Veronica, thank you, by the way. I appreciate that. But yeah, he's always spoken highly of you. And since a lot of times you hear people like get mad at the police or frustrated, I've never once heard Sydney get mad at the police at all whatsoever. She's always been, from day one, she told me that she was working with Pottsville PD and that they were very nice and accommodating. Maybe it's because it is a small. Well, I can't say that because Sumner County is a small town too, county. But Pottsville, yeah, it's a small, quote unquote, smaller town. But I don't know. There's just something about them that's just like I don't know. It just like is different. And Cindy,
something grabbed Captain Welsh with this case. I could
well,
feel it.
he's a father too, from what I remember. So I think he just feels like I think he views Zachary as like a like a not like a surrogate son, or you know what I mean? Like I think he views Zachary as he sees him for like he's a father, Captain Walsh is a father. So I think he's just like he views it just like I want to bring this kid back home. Um,
Hmm.
and that's a
well,
lot of
yeah.
police officers, kids are like that. Like I think at least because he's been through, he's had a lot of calls. Him and I were talking about that when we were kind of walking more ahead of you and the other Cindy. Him and I were talking about, bringing, like you said, bringing stuff home and being
Hmm.
on the scene and having to act one way, but then they deal with it later at home. So like he will like be around you and I searching and have like one hat on. He goes back home in the day. He's got to switch hats. He's a police officer at work. He's a dad at home. And and sometimes it's hard to separate those two worlds.
I'll never forget the things he
Right.
told me. Like when he and I had some, pretty good conversations. I'll honestly, I'll never forget the man. I'll never forget him. Like just, I have just so much respect for him.
I love
A great
that.
deal.
Yeah, I love that. And you know that's that's so important because the public, we don't really, need to know everything. I think it helps
Mhm.
to put out key details. Like this photo is great, right? Because we know when he was last seen, the area exactly. I know
Mhm.
people were asking earlier too, Cindy, about didn't he purchase a drink or something to drink while he was there, and then and he was also by himself. He didn't have anybody else with him that day, did he? Well, at the
I
7-Eleven.
can't. I can't say if he purchased anything or not. Because I don't know. But he walked in the store and walked out of the store and hasn't been seen since.
Right.
And
Right.
I don't understand. I don't get that. As far as like surveillance cameras and things like that,
Right.
I he just didn't snap his fingers and and disappeared.
I know that's the hardest part too, is that, you know,
He had to meet up with somebody.
I'm guessing it because he's not on camera. A car was involved. That's the only thing I can think of. Like that's my next
Hmm.
thought.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because of that, because we're on camera everywhere. Like everywhere we
He
go,
did.
we're on camera.
He did not get in a vehicle on flight of 7-Eleven.
Yeah,
Oh,
someone
he
asked
did
me
not.
that on the night too. They were asking about that. They said, did he get in a vehicle?
No, not.
So he probably walked over to
He could
the
have walked
house where
back.
he was hanging out.
And now the house was where the way he walked. The house was not in that direction.
Oh,
But right, but one of the individuals stated that Zachary and he and another individual were meeting each other in downtown Pottsville.
Yeah, I
And
don't
that
think she wants to
individual,
say the direction he walked in just in case somebody does happen to be listening.
right. No, that's perfectly all right. I meant to tell you
um,
that, Cindy. I usually tell people, before, because it's always an honor to have the family up and speaking. So I'm like, if we ever ask anything, that's too much, just let me know because there's
yeah,
certain things that
no,
yeah,
that's fine.
there's just certain things, that you want to make sure that you kind of preserve. That's what's hard about what to tell the public, what not to tell the public. But
Mhm.
also, I mean, it's just
It's
it
puzzling.
is bizarre. It's puzzling because of the no cameras. Yeah. Yeah.
Right now, could Zachary have gotten in a car? There's a possibility. But did he get in it like right after he turned around and left that store, like while he was on that store's property? He did not.
Right.
Right.
So he would have went walking in a certain, and that's what's weird always is the not camera footage. I mean, just because I always figure, if we go to a gas station or if we're walking down the road, we'll probably get caught on camera at some point.
Oh yeah,
Because
especially now.
he didn't have like the means to that he didn't have thousands of dollars in his pocket to say, okay, I'm out of here. I'm out of Pottsville. I'm going to another area. If somebody would see him, he is all over social media. So you think somebody would call and say, I think I saw your nephew at, this local restaurant. You might want to take a look. No, I didn't. That hasn't happened. It happened one time. Somebody reached out and they said they did see Zachary up at uh, McDonald's, I believe it was, in another town. But Captain Welsh was all over that and he pulled the camera footage. It was not Zachary. So that was
Yeah.
only one time that happened. So something's wrong here. Something
Yeah.
is desperately wrong here.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
he's like I said, he's all over social media. So you think a lot of calls would be coming in, even with like false reports. Oh, I thought it looked like Zachary. I really did. I thought it was Zachary. It did happen once before, excuse me, in another state. Captain Welsh and he called me. We got together. It it happened that it was not Zachary. It was another individual that was missing. And that young man is actually home with his family now. So
Oh, wow.
Zachary did bring somebody home. And the individual that saw one of my flyers thought it was Zachary. So God bless that individual for coming forward.
Oh,
So
wow.
that was a very,
Wow.
very happy ending. That was,
Aw.
yeah. I
I know,
cried a
right?
river.
That's awesome. That is
That
amazing.
that was absolutely wonderful.
Um,
Hmm.
Cindy, Sasha in chat was asking, do you know if he bought anything at the 7-Eleven?
As far as I know, he didn't. As far as I can remember from what I was told, he didn't. But I mean, I could ask that question again. I right now I'm going to say no. But there was an individual that gave him $5 near there. Came forward and said they gave him $5.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So maybe he bought something while he was in there. I mean, he had to, I mean, maybe unless he had to use the restroom or something and just went in really quick.
Or yeah, maybe he wanted to buy a drink and the person only had like a 5 on them, so they just gave him like a 5 and just told him to keep it or something.
It,
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I, I, I wish I knew, but I don't. Um, and then
I know, thanks,
I,
Jules. Because the chat's gone wild about what did he buy? What did he, because I mean, that's why, yeah. Yeah, people just,
yeah,
they go
yeah.
straight. Well, and I mean, I understand because,
If
oh,
he would have
Veronica's
bought anything,
asking,
he would have bought like a hot dog or a soda or something. Um, but there was after that picture was released by the police station. I hated to say this, but I kept saying, "Oh, Zachary, please go in the store and try to steal a candy bar or something. Get caught, just to get him home." I,
I
I just
know.
kept saying, I just, not saying he did stuff like that, but that's the point that you get to, like, please go in and do something, you know,
I get what you're saying to
talk to
stop the event
somebody
from
or
happening. Yeah.
it,
No,
it
I
was,
get it.
I don't know if he was looking for a friend in there and he didn't see them in there. He maybe was supposed to meet a friend there. I don't have the answers to that. I wish I did because this would open this case up wide.
Yeah, that's the hardest part, but we do know that he made it to I think that's what I was thinking because the other night on Jen, I think you guys were talking about what he bought, and for some reason I thought he bought a drink, but yeah, no,
Hmm.
that helps a lot though too. But I think he did make it over to the house party, or I hate to say party because I know it's just like a get together, but
Right.
he we do know that later on that night he at least was there, made it there,
Uh,
or as far as we
well,
know.
according to the individuals that went with him to this home, stated that it was that weekend, but then they changed the date.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm just gonna say this right here and right now. Whoever, obviously, Cindy and I have talked about this, and Trish and I have talked about this too. Somebody obviously knows something because people who can like, and this is a message to whoever knows what happened to Zachary, who continues to make sick jokes about what happened to him and give false tips and just run this narrative. This is me telling you, consider this advice if you have to. I'm not going to be deterred. Ara's not going to be deterred. Cindy, Patrick, the other Cindy, Dan, we will not be deterred. So we are all the justice you cannot run from. So I'm advising you and giving you advice. If you know what happened to Zachary, come forward and tell somebody something. Give this family their closure because what you're doing is wrong. I'm not going to give up and I'm just going to advise you. You better hope that you go and talk to the police about what actually happened because if I find Zachary before the police do or anybody else, My next mission is going to be finding out who did this to him and bringing justice to this family. So I'm advising you, just do the right thing. It's a heck of a lot better. That's not a threat. That's advice. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not giving up on this family. I'm not giving up on Zachary. So I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, and it's frustrating as hell when they do that. I mean, back and forth, and because I believe from everything, and how what we've talked about and everything, I believe he made it over to a destination, whether it was, you know, where there was other people, I should say. Of course, he made it to another destination, but I'm saying where there was other people and there was a gathering of people. So I think people definitely know. There's absolutely people that know, and they're playing around. And Jen's asking, hey Jen,
Hey,
Jen's asking,
Jen.
can you see if Hunter is the same person as Nova?
No.
No.
Okay, I just wanted to
But
clarify that too. And good to see you, Jen.
sorry, amped up on Mountain Dew. I had to say, I just say all that. But seriously though,
I love it. I know. I love that, Jules. That's perfect because it is.
I reach a point where it's just like you reach a point where it's just like in the beginning when like I'm gonna be like I told Cindy this. I will be a Labrador Retriever all day long to to everybody. But the second you start lying to me, the second you start messing with a family or like coming for people I care about or their family, I'm gonna turn into the most amped up Dutch Shepherd, Malinois, whatever that you've ever seen. Um, and I'm not going to do it like I'm not going to be loud and public about it. I'm going to be quiet and silent behind the scenes like a shark about it. So I mean, I've told Cindy like I think there's other means and methods that parts of the investigation we can do to figure stuff out because I'm tired of people lying. I'm tired of people lying to these family members about like where Zachary is. So it's messed up. It's like, what do you have to gain from this? Like, all you're doing is making your credibility go away. These people that keep lying to us, um, and then we're like, you tell me to search search the east side, not the west side. I'm gonna go search the west side because you've lied to me so many other times. I'm definitely gonna search the west side if you tell me to stay away from there. You know what I mean? So it's just like one of those things.
Mhm. I want to
Yeah,
tell you.
absolutely.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, no, go ahead, Cindy. I was just saying, absolutely. I mean, I think there's I don't want to say the usual suspects, but I mean, there's a few people that are, very close to Zachary and that I believe were, with him. And I think those are but then also there's the other part of it too. That's just very frustrating and the games.
My
Oh,
family's
yeah.
been through a lot. My mother had cancer. Her cancer metastasized to her brain. My sister was living out of state at the time, and she was on her way home to see my mother before she passed away. The phone rang. My dad answered the phone. He come running to me with tears in his eyes. Your sister and the kids were in a car accident, and it's bad. I had to leave my mother's side to get to another state, to get to my sister and her children. My sister stayed in the hospital for a couple months. I brought my sister's children home to say goodbye to their grandmother. My mom died. My sister didn't get to say goodbye to my mother. The children stood alongside of me and said goodbye to their grandmother. Before my mom died, a few days before my mom died, my father was diagnosed with cancer.
Oh, oh my gosh, Cindy.
4 years later, my dad passed away. My sister's children stayed with me till she was able to get back on her feet. those kids at my house, and we made it the best we could, and we'd laugh, and I looked down at my floor. We'd be watching movies, and we'd be laughing. One of those kids are missing today. Zachary. We lost a lot. And we've been through a lot. The kid survived a terrible car accident to go missing years later. And for someone to hold him from my family rips my heart out. You don't know what the hell we went through and what we are going through. And I'm going to tell you what, I am determined to bring this boy home to my sister and Zachary's siblings. And it's going to happen. I don't know when, but it's going to happen. Because if my nephew is deceased, it needs to be buried properly. A place for us to go to, not a place for us to run around looking for. Open up your heart and bring them home. And this today.
Yeah. And your family just had a wedding recently, right? That Zachary should have been able to be there for that, and for someone to.
Yes. Babies being born. Another one's coming. Another baby's going to be born this summer. Brother's baby. I mean, seriously? Oh.
And it's just been too long. It's just been too long.
You know, I don't know how or why this has happened. But like I said, if he's deceased, either way, alive or deceased, let us know where he is. Because this is a hell that I don't wish on anybody.
No,
I don't know how people
never
do
have to
this.
deal with this. Never.
People do this for 20 years, their whole life. God bless them. I know what they're going through, because this is a pain that just doesn't go away. You don't know where your family member is. Think about that for a second. To the individual that knows where Zachary is. Think about that for a second. Not knowing where your loved one is. Think about it. Think about how that could feel.
Yep.
You can end that today.
And Cindy's been there for, like, John Bango, who's missing from Pottsville, his mother, who's, older. Cindy trying to comfort her because she's one of the few people that understands her pain. DJ Haymaker, who's also missing from Gerardsville. Like, these mothers who were, like, in their, like, 70s pining for somebody just to be like, just give me anything. And
They are
Cindy,
pining away, and it's sad.
and so are you. So, like, again, I'll say it again. Cindy's been, since day one, our first conversation. I think Cindy and I talked for like an hour and a half. The first time I talked to her, she immediately, and I can tell when, like, she immediately launched into just talking about Zachary and like the things that he loved and the things that he enjoyed, and then, like, it turned into, like, some of these. I feel like I never met Zachary in person. I feel like I got to know him because of Cindy. But, like, then to hear about some of these horrible things, like one of his friends in particular, again, making jokes about him being under a pile of leaves. You vile creature, you. Freaking vile creature from, like, I'm gonna stop. But it's just, how, like, could you do that to somebody who seems so sweet and so genuine? We were talking about, like, Zachary loving, like, pets and stuff like that. And I think because Cindy ironically has had a Marley, and I have a Marley, and that's the one. And before I knew this, that's Zachary's name is going on Marley's ballistic vest, and that's before I even knew that Cindy had a Marley. So it's just like the way the world works is just like when things like that start happening, I believe that things are meant to be. So we're not going to give up on Zachary. He's going to come either way. And however, again, I don't know if Jen is still here and if this helps with their charting or anything. The reward for Zachary is now up to $7,000 for him to come home. So say something if you know something. So
Yes, I'm gonna have to ask Rachel if she could make a new flyer. That'd be awesome. She does such a good job that I can't even, hold a candle to. She made such a beautiful. I mean, I've seen her flyers in other cases, but she made one for Devlin. So yeah.
yeah, she made. I know she made one for DJ, Zachary, Devlin. She made. I don't know if she made one for John Lango or not yet, but John Lango was another. Cindy, didn't you go to school with John Lango, or did you just knew him from the area?
I went to school with John. He was a year ahead of me.
That's
Yeah.
hard.
He's another one that would have never left. I don't believe that he would have left and put his mom in such disarray. I don't. Anybody that knows John feels the same way. I'm sure there's people think, yeah, he took off, but I don't believe that he did.
Yeah.
I had come home from one of Zachary's searches, and I was just getting in the door, and
I remember that you told me about that. You told me that his mom called you, and that broke my heart to hear her
yeah,
call you about that.
yeah, that was sad. And she asked me to find her son, and I told her that every time we're out there, we're always searching for everybody that's missing.
Everybody, yeah.
And
Well, and
it,
that's amazing that you've also found, people as well. And so, um,
yeah,
as hard as that has to be for you, I mean, it's great that you see that silver lining that someone else was able to, or that you were able to find someone else's loved one too.
mhm.
And Jen there was a lot of things that, because Jen and I talk about a lot of cases, but we never really talked a whole lot in depth about Zachary's case. But when I was in her live the other night, and she was going over Zachary's map, there was so many things. I was even texting Cindy and Jules. I'm like, oh my gosh, So, but Jen
Yes.
says my heart hurts for y'all. My goal is to create hotspots for searchers to find Zachary. So if you could help search, or if I could help search, I would.
Oh,
But I'm
you are
unable
helping,
to do
Jen.
that.
Jen, you are
Yeah. So
helping.
but like I was so amazed with all of the points that
Synchronicity.
Jen brought up from the map. I mean, I was blown away.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah, the
Jen also
synchronicities.
says Hunter's Place is not a hot spot, but it's a major investigative point. And I think that's what's really cool about the maps too, because you can see, on the
Do you mean
lines.
Novas? I who's I don't know who you said.
Oh, Hunter's Place is not a hot spot, but it's a major investigative point, she says.
A wrong name. Okay, I know who you mean.
Okay, yeah.
So,
I figured,
hey, Hunter, Ara wants to talk to you.
right, yeah.
uh,
Exactly.
I don't know how that would go. I don't think anybody. When Ara doesn't like somebody, you definitely know it. And there's been some, like I said, interesting people we've searched with. And Ara, like, sometimes, like, she's got, like, squirrel DD, like a typical German Shepherd or Malinois. She'll, like, run up to somebody really fast, say hi, and then she'll, like, run away right away. But then sometimes she'll just sit on somebody's feet. But there's been a couple of times with searchers, she's been like, I don't want to go near you. I don't want you touching me. Very avoidant. And, like, I noticed that. Like when people who come to search ask really weird, invasive questions, I don't know. I just get it's weird. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just Cindy probably knows what I'm talking about. It's just odd.
yeah.
questions certain people ask when they come out to search. It's like it's not even like helpful things. It's like they're looking for gossip points for the investigation. And
Yeah,
it's
it's
like, oh,
like they sat in their house too long.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, and that's the thing. That's tough because, that doesn't help things. It is interesting as some might find it. It doesn't help anything.
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, when I I don't want to say on it.
I know, but you know, it's like literally, I think one person, because Cindy this is when we had our big search. Cindy had gone over to talk to like the people that were bringing food for the water for the searches that day. This one person in particular started talking about, oh, I heard this, like all whispery and weird stuff. I'm like, why are you here if all you're doing is complaining about where we're going to search, for starters? They complain about where they walk to search, but then when we're sitting down for a break, the gossip, the mouth just keeps going. It's like, stop. Like, that's not that's not helpful. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, and saying terrible things about other cases, and Jesus, it's like these people they have families. Like, cool it, It's yeah, it's. I mean, I'm glad that everybody that comes, but sometimes you just get one that's just like, mm.
And
It's a little bit.
Chuchi said a good point. Is this something the Cold Case Foundation with Chris Madonna can help with? I said that same thing, Chuchi, but I called Captain Welsh about the reward stuff tomorrow. I'm going to bring that up to him again. I did mention it to him before, but he had a lot going on when I told him that I'll bring it up to him again tomorrow about Chris McDonough coming out and helping.
Okay.
I think Chris McDonough would be like,
Yeah.
he was a former, New York Police Department, and you know what? He was also a former canine handler, I learned. So, I mean,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, he talked about he was in New York. I think he did narcotics canine work.
I could hear. I could hear Zachary right now. Like, if we were looking for somebody else other than him, and he'd sitting there listening to this, he'd be like, "Wow, did you hear them talking? Listen to that shit." Like Zachary would be like, "Let's do this,"
Oh, he'd be like, why are these people talking? Like, Zachary and I would have been great friends. We'd be like, I could see him and I just looking at each other, just like, is this person gonna like stop? Like, just like, why?
Uh-huh. Does
Oh,
any
also, Jen's asking, I think it's Hunter's. It's right by a 7-Eleven. I've been trying to find his birthday. He's 24, but for some reason I thought he was also Nova.
It's Nova.
Oh, okay. That's by the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Nova and Hunter are two separate people, right?
Correct.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jules. No, I know it's kind of. Oh, thank you, Chuchi. Thank you. I will get it over to Cindy too for the Cold Case Foundation. Yeah, Chris McDonough is amazing. I didn't even know that with the dog handler
Yeah,
stuff.
he was
That's
canine
awesome.
handler. I think he had a single purpose dog, narcotics, if I remember correctly. I'll have to ask him. But I think all he needs is for the police department to request his help, which I know Captain Welsh would do that. And again, I told him about this before, but he had a lot going on when we were talking about it, so he may have forgotten. But when I call him to figure out this whole reward situation, since it's more now, how we can like where that gets deposited at, or if it's like once he's found it. When I talk to him about that tomorrow, I'll bring it up again, so that way we can discuss that.
Okay.
And who is Hunter to Nova?
A
Do they know?
relative.
Oh, relative.
Yeah. I've never spoken to Nova in 3.5 years. Not once did I speak to Nova with about Zachary's disappearance.
See, it's just so strange that nobody wants to talk about. I mean, it's just like I hate to keep bringing up what you said, but I mean, it is like, you turn the light on and all the roaches scatter away, and they don't want to bring anything to light. They want to go to the darkness and not say anything. And that's frustrating right there. Because if you
Well,
know,
you
I
could
mean,
call them
again, if
roaches.
it was my friend, I'd be out there talking.
You could call them
Uh-huh.
roaches because that's what they are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
it's
Cindy called them in the beginning of the show. I was like, yes, that is that's perfect.
well, they
Perfect
do. I mean,
analogy.
you can't have people scattering like roaches. Like it's I'm not. We all want to know what happened, obviously. But my goal, me, like I said before, and me personally, I want to bring them home.
Right.
Um, I'm not on out running around the creation saying, "Do you know what happened to Zachary? What did you do to Zachary?" I want to know where Zachary is.
Yeah.
Because it goes through my mind like when people say all these awful things that could have possibly have happened. Oh my, it oh you cry and you cry and you cry and you visualize it and it makes you so sick. There's no,
Right.
please tell me this didn't happen to him. Please tell me. I try to just keep telling myself we got to find Zachary.
Yeah, I mean, and I hate that people are telling you things like that. That's another thing that is very frustrating to me because and I mean it happens in all of the cases, unfortunately. It really does.
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
what's terrible. People are like, I want to tell you what I think happened, and then it's like, but they're getting so in depth, and it's like,
Right.
yeah, I don't. I mean, now speculating and saying, okay, well, I think because of this, this is why I'm thinking this. But yeah, again, that's why I tell people, because some people have gotten mad at me even and been like, well, if you're really a true crime, then, but I'm like, well, we don't need to know the gruesome details of what you think
Right.
happened.
You'll have people reach out to you and say, "Oh my gosh, I have information for you, but I really don't want to have to tell you this." And it'll keep dragging that and dragging that and dragging. And I'll say to them, "Give me a location.
Yep.
Just,
No,
I just spit it.
yeah.
Give me a location." Well, I heard it was here. Well, this person told me. Well, where did that person hear it from? Well, they heard it from this person. Next.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
I
like
know. I
it's like
bet.
whisper down the lane. The one search, me, Cindy, Patrick, and I think there's two other searchers. We went out in like the snow with Ara, and I had to keep
Ooh.
stopping, like wiping her paws because like her one boot is no longer existent because a certain sibling, Bellatrix, the puppy, may or may not have ripped apart her one boot, so I had to order new ones for her at the time. Um, we were searching the snow based on this one
So
thing somebody told us, and based on this one thing someone told us, and then literally like when Cindy talked to this person, they told her something. They didn't want to talk to the police department, but they told me something different. And then I think they told Zachary's mom something. It was like three different versions of like a story, and there was no real commonality. And we're out in the snow searching. I think that was one of the few times where Cindy saw that I was actually like annoyed. Once I was mad, I was annoyed, and it wasn't at any of the searchers or her. It was at the fact that that's when I realized that like people are really just messing with it at this point, and it was really starting to like bother me.
Mhm.
Because Cindy will tell you when I start getting annoyed or angry, I don't get loud. I just get really quiet and like I just don't say anything. I'm a Virgo, so
I
that's
will never forget the day that my husband and I were going to Burger King and we were almost at Burger King and my phone rings, Facebook Messenger someone telling me that Zachary was up on Sharp Mountain. Now I am talking Sharp Mountain and Burger King are a hop, skip, and a jump from each other. It's right behind there. I mean, I cannot. That was absolutely horrible
yeah.
that day.
What the heck? What the heck? And was somebody watching you go into the Burger King?
That's what I was wondering. They saw me drive by or something, and well, let's tell her this. I was screaming in my car. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Oh my
called. I
gosh.
called someone I knew very well, and relayed this information, and they proceeded to check things out, and then I got a hold of Captain Welsh. That was one awful day.
Yeah.
That was awful. It was right there. I was right there when I received this message. Are you kidding me?
Right.
It was bad.
Yeah, and
But
you've
yeah.
just been through the ringer with all of this, and then the information that they're giving isn't up to par. I mean, to be nice about it,
Mhm.
but yeah, they're just there's more to what happened that they're just not wanting to come clean with, in my opinion.
Exactly. Exactly. I just I hope and pray that they come forward. I just 3.5 years is too much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and now the reward is sweetened, by another $1,000. So,
Mhm.
$7,000 could, it would change my life a little bit. I don't know about anybody else out there, but it's not a small amount of money. I mean, if you have
Right.
information, come forward, and
Mhm.
and people can always put that reward. If you don't want the reward, you could always put it towards the next person. But we need to find Zachary, that's for sure. Um,
Right.
we need more awareness. So,
Mhm. I mean, I thank you so much. I
of
have my
course.
car door window open, but I can't thank you ladies enough for everything you're doing for my nephew. It's You're phenomenal people, and I greatly appreciate you both.
Well, Cindy, I appreciate you because everything with Zachary's story has made me look at a lot of things in a different light, and also just learning from everything that Jules is doing out in the field, and all of that is just so important, and it's helping me tremendously. And I'm just honored to be able to be a part of helping find Zachary, because it's just been too long. It's just been
Mhm.
too long.
And he has a birthday coming up, June 14th. Like I said earlier, June 14th. What a
Oh,
blessing it would be to bring him home before his birthday. It would be
Amen.
amazing. And I'm going to
Yeah,
try to push forward to do that. I sit in here, I think about that. His birthday again. And no Zachary. That can't happen this year. Zachary got to come home.
yeah, absolutely. We need to bring him home, and I just think that there's, like you said, just something that is just right there. So,
Mhm.
I think we could all put our thinking caps on,
And we catch it,
and
and we're going to be like, I can't believe it was sitting there this whole time, and it smacks us right in the face. It has to be
right.
there.
I know. See, and that's the way I feel about all the cases. And when you said that, it just really resonated with me, because I'm like, it's just that one thing, or maybe two,
Mhm.
but there's not a whole lot, right? I mean, we know a lot, but then, and sometimes we're completely shocked by the outcome. So,
If
that's
you
where
if you
hope
if you
always
make a
comes in.
circle, if you make a circle of, okay, you have all these names. Okay, we're going to throw some names out, and then we're going to make a circle of names. Well, this one knows this one because, and this one knows this one because. It's all going to connect. And when you start to see that connecting, then you start to see your pictures going to be fully painted.
yeah.
I mean,
I agree.
if it makes sense, I'm trying to make sense here.
No, you make sense. You do. I'm just about home.
Yeah.
Somebody's like, I'm going to show you somebody when I get home. I'm 3 minutes away from my house, but I've been like, hopefully this keeps going so I can show Cindy a friendly face, so she has some, maybe make you smile a bit. So I'm almost
Oh,
there.
Okay.
for
So
sure. Oh, we're gonna have another special guest on the panel. What?
I don't know if I don't know if this individual's gonna have a lot to say. They might because sometimes they like to talk, but I mean, yeah.
She probably put their face on Gator's pillow.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you have to put
We
someone.
want to see Gator get, yeah, we want to see Gator take out a pillow, we want to see him get that pillow.
Oh, I mean,
That's terrible, but it's funny.
We just
it's
encourage him. We're like, get it. get it.
No, it's fun. I laugh at it too. It's just you got the initial
It's
like,
annoying.
Gia, what are you doing, Gia? Well, Ara also ripped apart her one bed for actually she like made a hole in the center of her bed and then took all the stuffing out of the center of the bed. I don't know why she did that because she's also she'll like dig at her bed for whatever reason. She just wants to dig. Female dogs will do this thing called nesting. Like, if you ever see a
Mm-hmm.
female dog like pawing at like a pillow or at like the couch and like or like pulling blankets up under them, it's called nesting.
Huh?
And even if dogs are spayed, they'll still do it. Just because it's like their nesting thing. I think Ara was attempting to do a nesting thing on her bed, and she like they made a hole in the center. I don't know what she was doing. She was doing something. But yeah, I'm like a minute
That's
away.
so
So
funny.
I'm like a minute away, so we'll have our other panel guest shortly once I get inside my house. But yeah,
Yay.
yeah, Ara hasn't shred any pillows yet, thankfully, but she has. I know we're derailing from the cup, but Ara has gone after my books on my shelf before when she's mad. Like in the room she's in, there's a bookshelf with books, and she has taken the hardback books off the shelf before when she's angry. She won't do anything. She'll just take them off the shelf and leave them on the floor. I'm like, Ara, what are you doing? Like, are you trying to read or I don't know what her
That's
end goal is,
funny.
but she's doing something.
She's just warning you. She's like, I can take them down, and once they're down, I can chew them up. So,
In all of your cases,
Maybe that is
ladies,
what she's doing.
in all of
Mhm.
your cases, has any case been like Zachary's?
With like people giving like false tips and stuff. Or like it depends, I guess, what you're referring to. Because in Cherry's case, 100%, and in Skylar's case, yeah, people were spreading rumors about. People were saying that like Skylar got pregnant and her father unalived her, like horrible stuff like that. And they said that she was like partying in like Argentina. And then in Cherry's case, they said that she was. Cherry's case, there was all they were blaming the stepfather because he was a Vietnam veteran and he may have had a quote unquote
Uh-huh.
PTSD incident, but he was inside the house with Janice when she went missing. So it's like no, just
Uh-huh.
I've seen
Wow.
people give horrible tips like that, or like fake tips like that. Just the rumors are just horrible. Hi, Jackie. The rumors are horrible. Just yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
That is horrible, especially to use somebody's, PTSD as a, like,
Mhm.
oh, well, that, you could take some, especially a child or, a loved one. That's got to
Right.
be pretty painful, especially when there's no proof. And I know people are gonna fill in the blanks, right? But
Uh-huh.
yeah, with the rumors, it's tough because if you start with a rumor and you're filling in the blanks on that, then you're just gonna be making stuff up, as you go.
Right. And you and I had talked about that before.
Yep. I'm just getting. I'm
Yeah,
just in
Cindy,
the
because
house.
it's tough because I know the public's going to do that to a certain extent. I mean, I do it all the time too because I start getting the
Uh-huh.
thing, or we were talking about that where we get to thinking about stuff and then we're like, okay, well, what about this? But like you said, when you see the connections, that's when you're on the right track.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get a lot of, people get cases confused. Like they intertwine the cases. Like John Doe's missing and Zachary's missing, and they throw the case together. Oh, is that the boy this or that? And it's like, oh my gosh. So I've dealt with that before too.
Oh yeah, people will
I think
mix up like DJ and Mark Hicks a lot, and they're two separate people. Um, I think they lit
Right.
Mark Hicks. I think was closer to Abington, and DJ's from Gerardsville. So like they're two separate, like two entirely different areas. So
Uh-huh. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and I mean, in terms of similarities, I think a big one is the fact that those who are involved are kind of honing, or or what do you call helicoptering over the situation, but never giving information, inserting themselves. Like you were saying, that is
Uh-huh.
really common.
Right. Right.
But in terms of everything, his case is unique in the way, again, that there's not a lot of camera footage. And then
Uh-huh.
also, yeah, it just makes me think, that more people know, or because I think too, when someone does something that they're guilty of, they
Uh-huh.
do leak out information to other people. Some cases they'll brag about it. Some cases they'll, you know, like Jules was saying about calling the, getting a hold of the loved ones and things. And I think you understand that too, Cindy. And,
Right.
so those are the definite patterns that I've seen, like in other cases.
Right. Right. Like Jesse Farber, when that young man, when he went missing, and then he was, thank God he was found. That's a big blessing. Jesse was found, but it's like who saw Jesse? You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like these kids just don't like, they just don't disappear for no reason. Like somebody knows why.
All right. Here she is, Sydney.
There's
Ara,
Ara.
Hi, Aura.
Look at Ara.
She's
Look
like,
how
I
pretty
smell
you are.
people. Ara,
Hi,
yes.
baby.
Who is it?
Hi,
No.
sweet girl.
Says you were working without me.
Yes, 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 yes. Giving hugs. Come on,
Aww.
Ara, come here.
I just want to take that dog and lay on the sofa and cuddle with her.
Ara.
Aw, she's so sweet. She's like, I'll bring you my toy. No,
Nope, she
Aw.
did.
you're right, Cindy.
Hold
I
on.
say it all the time. I get frustrated
Ara.
when people say someone disappeared, and I know that's the lingo that we use, but we know that that's absolutely not what happened. They didn't just disappear. So where
No,
are they? What happened?
Get her.
I know it's very heartbreaking. You have DJ's mom. Oh,
Get her.
she's on Facebook every day. Please bring my sunshine home. Please
Aw.
find my son. I oh my heart just breaks for her. It rips me up. And
No,
how
get her.
I'll have to share his
she
flyer.
says how much stuff they did
Invite.
together, and that's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it
Gator, she's
is.
fine.
It is.
Get her.
It's
Hi,
Mhm.
Gator.
absolutely sad because I mean, that's the thing, the not knowing, and then also I just can't imagine having, your
Gator.
your child, you don't know where they are.
Gator.
Mhm.
And then knowing that
Oh,
there's information out there,
right. And even if,
so
you know, if someone told somebody something, just call it in. It's it's what you should do. It's the right thing to do. Somebody knows, somebody they don't, I'm sure they talk about it like you just said. So they're going to tell somebody. Just take a walk and call. Remain anonymous.
Right. Exactly.
exactly. Yeah, because I put the Crime Stoppers, the anonymous tip line up too, on the screen. So,
Mhm.
because I think that's important too, because again, like you said, people don't want to come forward if they think that they're gonna, I
Their
guess,
name's going to get out
trouble,
there or
or
whatever. Yeah. It's
yeah,
just
or somebody will find out that they talked. Everybody, knows about stitches or snitches and stitches or whatever, but and people, like to act tough with that. But, really
right.
when it's a case like this, we need information. And if
Mhm.
somebody has it,
The
yeah, they
best
need
thing
to
you
come
could give a
forward.
family is a location. If you don't want to give up names and you don't want to give all that other information out, that's their choice. Give a location. Bring their loved one home.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why I try to focus on, it's hard though, Sasha, because yeah, Sasha says she doesn't mix up the cases, but a lot of times, if a channel's exploring multiple cases, it's hard to compartmentalize. And
Right.
yeah, that's why it's tough. But I'll
Mhm.
definitely share out DJ's flyer too, because
DJ's mom
that's
lives not far
heartbreaking.
from me. DJ's mother, whose name's also Julia, lives not that far from me. She's in Reading, Pennsylvania. She's not that far from me, actually.
Mhm.
Oh, I'll show
Well,
you
and
his
I think
gator.
it's staying on top of these
Gator.
cases, you know, it's staying on top of these cases and really, you know, digging in
Gator.
and deep
Come here.
diving into them and then,
Mhm.
um,
Is it?
having the conversations again and
Gator.
revisiting some things and, you know,
Right. I mean, even
yeah,
if, you have people that, okay, well, I'm
Ah,
looking at this angle or you're
Gator,
looking
come here.
at this angle. We'll put that together and see what you come up with.
yes. Oh, yeah.
They're tips too. Like I just don't I this has rolled in my mind 3.5 years. I can't it, I feel like it's only been a couple of days. Like I can't believe it's been 3.5 years. Like you're stuck in time.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that
Hmm.
realization just like I didn't realize it would help 3.5 years. Like Jesus. Ah,
Yeah. Then when you start to see flyers coming down, places I've put them, like I'll go to a store, I'll wait in the car, Dan goes in the store. I'm looking right at Zachary's flyer. Next time I
right.
go to that store, the flyer's gone. Then I'll just tell myself, well, it's spring
No,
cleanup time, so
I'll have
maybe
to
they
put
just clean the windows. So I calm myself down. Like I tell myself stuff like, oh, or they're cleaning the
right.
windows, or I don't want
Um,
to
I,
face that it's 3.5 years.
And then they assume sometimes, I think that they've been found too. So,
Mm, no, I know what they're thinking. It's 3.5 years. Forget that. I know what they're
uh,
thinking.
gosh, Cindy, I hate that though, you know? I mean,
Oh, I do too. Believe me, but I
uh,
know what they're thinking. I've seen people write it on social media. A kid's dead. It's 3.5 years. I've seen it written. Well,
but they just don't know that. I mean, and
it
that's my
it
thing
if
too.
if it is the truth, 3.5 years, and he's deceased, he still deserves to come home. He doesn't deserve laying out there somewhere.
That's it. I mean, that's the thing. No matter what, he needs to be brought home.
Right, because who
Um,
wants to be laying out somewhere and not be your final resting place? That's not the way it is.
no, and nobody deserves that. Zachary definitely deserves better. And, for
Hmm.
him, for his friends not to realize, and I know you've done a lot of public pleas and just,
Hmm.
putting information out and saying, hey, look, Zachary's a person. He needs to be found. His family misses him. We love
Right.
him. I think that does a lot to those who know, because again, there are a lot of people that don't show remorse, or are not
Yeah.
remorseful, but there's still the conscience that kind of eats away at somebody, and then also the paranoia
Mhm.
of always having
Right.
to be one step ahead of the game, right, so to speak.
Yeah. There's a lot of individuals that if a person had a drinking problem or if they had a drug problem, they'll just bypass that flyer. Well,
yeah, I've noticed that too. That's
oh yeah, they do that. But to me, it doesn't matter if a person had a drinking problem, if they had mental health, if they had a drug problem. There's still somebody's loved one. They're still a human being, and they still deserve to come home.
Oh yeah,
You
I think
know,
that makes them more vulnerable. I mean, and that's the thing, that puts them in a more
right?
vulnerable, yeah, situation than somebody that's clear-headed. And I mean,
Right.
I
What if
think
Zachary was drinking that night and he didn't know what he was saying and somebody got mad and one thing led to another? Just so many different things that could have happened here that we don't know of. He could be alive. He could be in another state somewhere, but who's taking care of Zachary?
right. I know, and that's what it. Yeah,
Why
that's
isn't he reaching out? Why
well,
hasn't the neighbors saw a picture of him and called it in? There's so many ways you could look at this. And this is with any case,
right.
you know?
Yeah, that's like that camper in Utah that went like camping and like some other guy came over and they got into an altercation at a campsite. No idea who the other person was. They had an altercation and led to this guy unaliving this other guy, but they didn't even know each other. They met at the campsite that day, and I guess there's an argument at the campsite, and one thing led to another, and then it's like, what the heck? Like, ha- like
Right.
you said, we don't know why these things. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't.
No,
Sure,
it
there's like
doesn't.
a random encounter or something like that. Yeah,
They could
absolutely.
have they could have got fighting over a can of soda. You drank my last soda, you know. People get goofy.
Right.
Yeah, they
That's
do.
that's how they caught that guy actually. They found DNA at the campsite on a beer can. I guess he walked over with a beer can, and when they
Uh-huh.
were, I guess one of the forensic investigators was like, "Well, let's just test some of these things," and that's how they got that guy's DNA. Because it was staged to look like a bear attack, but
Ah,
it took one investigator saying, "You know what? Let me just try this," and that solved that whole case. I forget what the name of the person was, but if you look it up, like campsite and I think it was Utah stage bear murder or whatever it is. I
uh-huh.
was shocked. It just took one investigator to question that and changed everything.
See?
Wow. I know, and
See?
that's why they say like any little small detail is
Exactly.
important, right? Because we don't
It's
know what
key.
details there were if we
It
weren't
is
there.
key. Like I said,
Yeah.
if you knew that kid came to your house and he wore one purple sock and one pink sock every time he came to your house, well, the police don't know that. So that's important that you say, yeah, I remember this kid. He used to always come to such and such's house and he always had a pink and a purple sock on. You know, that is stuff kind of stuff is key.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Mhm.
it is. It is
R-
it's key and it's things that we wouldn't know unless somebody told us that was there.
Right,
And that's the thing too. You don't want to cut off the communication or scare people away from talking, but it's like just those
right.
little details could really help and they might not even know that it's a pertinent detail and it
Yeah.
is.
Like they could say, well, I remember seeing Zachary at the Dunkin' Donuts on October 22nd of 2022. I remember because I just came from my Aunt Betty's house and her favorite donuts were the chocolate swirl donuts and I had to go get them. And they're going on to this big thing, but they remember seeing Zachary down at Dunkin' Donuts hanging with John Doe.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Bingo. There you go.
Right.
It's just these little things. If you remember any of this kind of stuff, tell us. Doesn't matter if it's how small it is, how big it is, whatever it is.
All right.
Tell us. We'll figure it out.
All right. Hey.
Yeah, exactly. And then also,
All right.
Veronica's asking about, did they check around for at the hospitals and things at first when
Oh
Zachary
yeah.
first went missing?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Here.
They
All right.
they do all that stuff is when a bolo goes out right away, they get all that stuff. Yeah, the police check into all that. A bolo immediately went out for Zachary, but that's a good question. Um but
No,
some of
that's a
my
valid
friends
question.
also called as well to check on hospitals and things like that. Yes, so that was all checked. Yes.
Yeah,
All
thank you,
right.
Cindy. I know Veronica, I think sometimes it's a
All
tough
right.
tough
Here.
questions, but that's a good question, I
Yeah,
think, you know.
it is a very
Yeah.
good question, and even like prisons and things like that. You know,
Yeah.
All
it's
right.
going to come up right away because if he says my name is Zachary Vidal, they're going to run it in the system. Say he went to Berks County and he got arrested and he ended up in the prison for the night. Well, they would
Oh,
say, "Oh, well, you're a missing person out of Schuylkill County." So all that stuff would automatically come up because there was a bolo put out.
yeah. And
Yes.
if you were somewhere in Berks County, I would definitely go and get him because I live in Berks County. I'd be like, I'm coming. Cindy, if you called me at like 3:30 in the morning and said Zachary's at this jail in Berks County, I would just go right over and I would just get him because I just would. If you told me he
Mhm,
was in Maryland, if you told me he's in Maryland, I drive to Maryland. Like I would just go get him for you just
mhm.
because I just would. But that was a good question because that's a good point. People
Mhm.
don't think to call hospitals or morgues or other
Yeah,
places.
Yeah,
yeah,
well, and
that's
I was
all that
also
stuff.
thinking about the homeless places, like if something happened, like Cindy was saying, if they were having they were partying or something, and then he ends up
Ah,
someplace he doesn't know where he is. He doesn't have his medication. So I thought about that a little bit as well,
Mhm.
just as a theory. But and also just staying hopeful because we just don't know. And
Right.
it just yeah, it's a shame that they won't come forward and at least let us know some more
Because even
information.
if he say he left with a bunch of people and he went to another area, we'll throw that out there, and he started hanging with these individuals and they're going about their business, they're living their life. I think after so long you would get sick of it and you would want to call your
ah.
family and say, "Hey, I'm here, come get me."
Veronica,
I
I'll
know.
answer that. Veronica, I'll answer that from a law enforcement perspective. So, if if he's alive and he even says his name, I mean, if you were like, even if he didn't have identification, let's say if he's alive and he didn't have identification on him, but he said his name, they would still run that. Now, if he's no longer alive and like they find him, they would still run his DNA through a program, whether it's dental or whether it's fingerprints, however they would. And they could identify
Yeah.
him that way. It takes a little bit longer because it's not an actual ID, but they would run his DNA through a system if he was not able to
hmm
provide a name for by any means.
hmm Right.
Thank you,
Anybody that's
Jules.
missing
Yeah,
in anybody that was been reported missing and their DNA is in the system, it's going to be automatically ran when
Oh,
someone's found.
Cindy, here you go. Ara, Ara,
look at Ara. She's so cute.
Ara, come
Look
here,
at her.
Ara.
Speaking of
She's like,
beautiful
I'm
weather too.
sniffing. What'd you
Oh, I
smell?
love her.
Ara, come here. She's like, I just want to sniff everything. There
She
she
is
goes.
just the prettiest thing. Ugh.
She's if she's pooping, I don't want to. I'll give her privacy. She goes,
You're still beautiful, baby.
Right. We love
Ara.
you. Ara. She's like, can I not just use the bathroom here?
She's a well. Cindy will tell you she's not a shy pooper because like right before we start every search, she's like, I gotta go, and then she goes. So
Yeah.
Aw.
I think that's why she likes Dan so much because they have that in common. They
oh
can't
yeah,
cope.
Dan's like my dad. My dad always has to go to the bathroom before he does anything. He's like, let me go to the bathroom.
That's funny. Oh my
Ah,
gosh.
come
I
come
He's
couldn't
on.
like, I
wait
got
to
a lot of
see
work to
Ara
do.
the one day, and I'm standing there with my arms out, ready to love her all up, and
Ah.
she goes buzzing right past me, right to Dan. I said, "What?"
Oh, but she came
That
Aw.
back.
never
She came
happened to
back.
me before.
Ara, he's a good girl. What do you smell?
That's because Dan was standing there with his arms up in the air.
Oh yeah,
She's so
probably. He's like
athletic.
touchdown.
Yeah.
Too.
Ara, come here, pumpkin. Here she is. Ara. She's I told you, see her
Aw.
mouth. Her mouth is always open. She's always got her mouth open. Ara, even when she's sniffing. Ara, now she's licking grass. You're so weird.
Ah. Aw.
She's like, hey, I gotta take a poop. Yeah, Ara definitely likes to do that. Ara likes to poop. That's for sure.
That's funny. She's like, I got to get some work done here.
There's one
Aw.
area though that she doesn't. There's 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 one area that she doesn't do that, and she's just constantly looking. I could still see her doing it in our one search areas.
Look how pretty you are.
I know, and she's so athletic too. You could tell she's raring to go.
Her mouth is always like
Aw.
I just her mouth is always open. I'm like, can you just like how no bugs gotten in your mouth? Come on.
Thank
You
you,
should
Choo
have
Choo,
seen
for
her
being
when she
here.
placed herself on a tree trunk and just stood there. The
Oh
front.
yeah, yeah, she
Oh
did.
my. Yeah.
Aw. And Choo Choo
Yeah.
says, Cindy, thank you for sharing Zachary's story also.
Oh.
But I'm gonna hop off. Thanks for having me because I gotta cycle the puppy and whatnot. But thank you for having me up here. And Cindy, I'll send you a text message about our next search stuff a little bit later. But thank you for having me up here. I appreciate it. And we're gonna bring Zachary home.
Yeah,
Thank you,
absolutely.
Jules.
I'd love to have you ladies up again.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
All
Thank
right, bye,
you.
Jules. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Yeah, Jules is just awesome. Cindy, I'm just so glad that you guys are able to, continue on searching, and that you guys are just, I mean, it just seems like there's a lot of love surrounding Zachary. We just need some more awareness, and with it being,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah, exactly. Jules is amazing girl. I mean, I'd be lost without her. I truly would. Her and Ara, I honestly could just talk to them every day. Like talk to her every day. She's just a beautiful person, just beautiful, beautiful person. And she introduced you and and I don't know. I just think we're all just. I just feel we're lucky. I'm very lucky to have you. I can't thank you enough
you
for
know,
all you're doing for Zachary, and your friendship toward me is amazing. You're a
oh,
wonderful lady.
well, thank you so much, and I I appreciate your friendship too, and just, like I said, I'm just in awe of everything that you do to just keep awareness out there. It's
Thank
like,
you.
yeah, you do such a nice job with the Facebook page. Like I said, it's just very well maintained, and that you could tell that you're just putting information out there, just trying to search for Zachary, and that's, you know,
Hmm.
I
Well, we
don't
have
wanna
to
say
keep
it's
it going.
rare, it's not, but it's not as common as you would think. Sometimes it's like families involved, or, they're the ones doing the hokey pokey, and, I mean,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
yeah, so you don't do that, and you're not causing, drama to keep his story out there. You're spreading awareness is, like, exactly
Yeah.
on point. Because like you said, I think sometimes families think, well, even if there's drama out there and there's a bunch of stuff going on all the time, that's even a good thing, but it's really not. It
It
really
isn't.
matters.
It
Yeah,
hurts the case.
it does.
I certainly don't want to listen to that. And I wouldn't want that for any other family. I've seen that in a couple cases, and my heart broke for an individual um, to have to put up with that nonsense. That's not what we're out there to do, and cause any type of trouble or anything, or bring any trouble to anyone. We just want to bring our loved one home.
Exactly, exactly. And I just want to echo that if somebody has information and knows where Zachary is, that's all the goal. The main goal is just that, is finding him.
Right.
Um, yeah, it's not to have like a gotcha moment or anything, but just more to find where Zachary is.
Hmm.
His family misses him. You guys miss him.
Right.
You know,
Right.
yeah, yeah,
And
and you
he's
guys
so young. He's so young, and oh, I just love him to pieces. I love all my sister's children, like they're my own, and I just I don't even feel like myself anymore. I worked with animals for for many years, and I'm 10 for 10 on animal dogs that went missing and found them and brought them home. I can't even bring my own family member home. So it's hard to, when you're used to rescuing and things like that, but when you're out there searching for a family member, a human being, oh my, it takes you in a different direction.
Well, absolutely, and especially with everything you've been through with them, with some of the things that have been said, and you know, again,
Hmm.
just keep staying the course. I mean, that you've done an amazing job. So yeah, I never want you to feel. I mean, I understand where
Thank
you
you.
feel discouraged. Yeah, of course, like
Hmm.
that. But I don't ever want you to beat yourself up, because you're doing, like I said, so much. Because I do like to look at Facebook and see what people are saying, and you know, you're you and I are a lot alike, Cindy, where you kind of read between the lines, so to speak, on things, or
Yeah.
you wonder why maybe it was said in a certain way or something like that, and so I always look for stuff like that too, and
Right.
yeah, it's easy to navigate through your Facebook without having a bunch of crap and drama and people
Yeah.
fighting back and forth, which, I mean, so
It's
I'm
happened, and I deleted certain people. Certain people I had to. I don't know who they are, but I don't want that on there. I don't want people fighting.
right. Yeah, because it doesn't help. I mean, now a debate might be good, or you wonder why someone's so adamant about a certain thing. But yeah, no, I was really happy to see that because I'm like, wow, this is really run well, and just awareness for Zachary, awareness for other missing people.
Yeah.
Now, is are you guys near Pittsburgh at all? Terry's wondering.
I'm like 7 hours from Pittsburgh. I'm two and a
Okay.
half hours, about 2 hours away from Philadelphia.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. And Pottsville it's like, is it a big
City.
area or it's more
It
metropolitan?
it's a nice size area. It's a city.
Okay. Thank you. Because I know
You're
people are
welcome.
we'll have to do a live on Zachary and pull up the maps and stuff of the area because I know people want to see.
If
Uh,
every if anybody's familiar with Yingling beer, that comes from Pottsville.
oh, does it? Oh, yeah. I had a friend of mine like to
Hmm.
drink that, and I had one, and I'm like, this is actually pretty good beer, like for because I like the craft ones and stuff. So,
Uh-huh.
um,
That's from
but
Pottsville.
yeah. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
I
and
don't drink it. I'm sorry, Mr. Yingling, but I don't drink. I don't drink.
that's funny. No, friend, like I said, I've tried it before, and it's decent. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
A lot of people like the lager.
Right, exactly. Yeah, like it is a lager.
Hmm.
Thank you, Terry, for sharing too. Yeah, please share the flyers out, guys. That's really important. If you could do, I always say if you could do like five, send it to five people, and say, could you send this to five other people? And
Right.
I think
Have
that
your
helps a lot.
friends join the group. Send your friends invites to the group.
Yes, exactly. And I did, let me post again really quick, the
There's a
link.
private group. There's one private group and one public group. Join them both.
Okay, great. Thank you to Cindy for that.
You're
Because
welcome.
yeah, yeah, it's a great way to, I always forget about Facebook or underestimate it, but there's so many people that are still on Facebook because you have Instagram, you got TikTok, all of these things, but
Right.
um, yeah, but I love that a voice for Zachary. Um, let's see. I think someone else was asking. Oh, Terry's trying to figure out the area. I know, yeah, we'll have to do that on another live and just pull up the map, and
Hmm.
take a look, at the area because I know Jen did that and she's really good with the maps and stuff. And then
Right.
her mapping. Oh, thank you all that is unseen for gifting a Lady Freedom's membership. And welcome to the Dragon Tribe, whoever got the membership. I can never see who gets it, but thank you so much, all that is unseen. Um, So what can we do? What else can we do to help, Cindy? I mean, what else can we be doing to help with finding Zachary?
You've done everything. Having me today. This is amazing to have me on here today. Thank you. Because now
Of
these
course.
individuals they're kind enough to come on here because you're awesome, and they're looking at Zachary's picture. Now they all have a friend. They have another friend. Zachary Vidal just became their friend, and they're going to fight for Zachary. I know they are because that's why they're on here. So
Oh,
that's doing a
absolutely.
lot. That's doing a lot.
Cindy, I'll
And
tell
I
you,
love
we have a lot of people that are sleuthers here. They just love to they love to kind of dig in and look at, the certain pieces to the puzzle. What are we missing? What do we have?
they can
Um,
reach out to you if you want them to reach out to you. They can reach out to me. I I I want everybody to know my nephew. because he's a special person, and he deserves he deserves for everybody to know him. He
Oh my
just
gosh, yes.
look at his face. Look how adorable he is.
Oh, I know. And like you said,
He
his
has a
demeanor.
smile that just goes right to your soul. It's like, oh my gosh, Zachary, you were so cute. Like your face is just a face of perfection.
Aw.
Hmm.
Aw,
Yeah,
Cindy, well, I just love how much you love your nephew too. I mean, that just always warms
yeah,
my heart. And I mean, because I think about how many people are out there that their families don't look. And when you're just showing so much love and adoration for your nephew, because I see that in Zachary. I see how special he is. I see his demeanor just seems like a very calm, kind person, and
he
um,
is.
yeah, I'm just so glad that, Jules got us together on this because, like I said, again, people are very interested, especially when it's been so long. People start wondering, hey, why has it been so long? And
Right,
yeah, I mean, I definitely wonder about that too. And just
right.
knowing that you guys are out there searching also with Pottsville Police Department. I mean, again, renewed a lot of, I hope people hear that too, that, there's a great police force there that's working
Hmm.
for Zachary too, you know.
Yes, yeah. Well, thank you
Yeah.
for having me.
Of course, Cindy, anytime. And yeah, we're gonna keep on going. Like I said, I'd like to do another live here this week too. Just kind of pull up the area because people will like that. So I'll
Okay.
share it with you. Yeah, yeah, because that way we can keep awareness out there. And if somebody thinks of something, that's another thing that I think is so important with people. They'll like to give their ideas and stuff. So.
Right. In this case, too, also could bring someone else's loved one home as well.
Absolutely. And Cindy, again, I just appreciate everything you do for everyone. You're always thinking about other people too, and um, so that's just an amazing quality to have, especially when
Thank
you've been
you.
through so much. Yeah, because some people will get better, and you don't. You just keep going, and you have a great personality, sense of humor, and I just love that about you. So, thank you, Cindy, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, you have a
Bye.
great rest of your day.
You too. Bye bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys all being here today too. Aw. Thank you, all that is unseen. Oh, that is so sweet. She says, I love being here. I lurked for a long while. Let's hope this family grows. Oh, definitely, all that is unseen. Thank you. And I appreciate you being a part of the Dragon Tribe, all of you guys. All of the love that you guys showed today. Thank you so much for asking the questions that you were thinking of. I again, there's so many times where you guys will just surprise the heck out of me, and I'll think, I've been thinking all day about this case, and then you just said that, and now you're making me think of this, and I didn't even think about that before. So it's just really about putting our heads together and also putting a fresh set of eyes on a situation is always a good thing, right? Because maybe if you've never heard of Zachary's case and now you have, now help us get some fresh eyes on it, fresh set of ears, listen for just that little thing. Again, what Cindy said earlier just really resonates with me on just that one detail, that one thing that could really break things wide open. And again, a big shout out and love to Canine Jules for being here, and Ara for coming up on panel, and also to the Pottsville Police Department. Again, guys, when I first talked to Cindy and she told me about everything that the captain has been doing, everything that the police department does, just go the extra mile. It just really shows that they care, and it really shows that they're doing everything they can. So that makes me feel a heck of a lot better. I'm sure it makes Cindy feel better, to be supported, and I always want to highlight those officers and their hard work, and again, they bring it home. Just like we don't stop thinking about these cases, they're right there with us, many, many, many of them, and I believe that there's more good than bad out there. I will always remain that way, not in a Pollyanna kind of way, but in a way that there's more good than bad, and love will always conquer the bad. So let's bring some details to light. If you know something, $7,000 reward. The reward was just up today. Again, a special thank you to Canine Captain Jules and your folks, your mom and dad. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I appreciate you sharing that here. Um, Again, I just had a good feeling about today, so I like when that pans out. Um, I know. Which, yeah, I get really snarky after when I turn into a pumpkin in night court. I turn into a spicy pumpkin. And believe me, guys, there's a lot that I would like to say, but I also wanted, Cindy and Jules to be able to speak their piece too, because they've really been digging into this case too. And then Cindy, of course, being Zachary's aunt, but you know, I will definitely get spicy, and I have gotten spicy behind the scenes about Zachary's case. Because look, again, he's an adorable guy, right? He's going to be turning 31, but he went missing when he's 27. A lovable, friendly person who had a very close relationship with his family. It's not like him to be gone like this, right? Unless some other series of events happened, right? But let's all just pray for Cindy, pray for her family, pray for Zachary, protection for him, and also pray that their hearts will soften, and that they'll realize, whoever has involvement in this or knows something, it's a heavy weight to carry with you. So drop that burden and be honest. And Zachary, if you're out there and you're listening, your family misses you, and they want you home. But I think he knows that. I just always kind of say that as a just in case thing. Um, I know there's so many, right? There's so many, all that is unseen. Um, that's why I think it's just important to continue, to just keep shedding light on them, and awareness. Um, yeah, I mean, they've done above and beyond, guys. We could probably just do a whole show on, what Pottsville police have done, for Zachary's family in the case. Um, just a really, really nice, really, really beautiful relationship there. Um, and that's what's most important, right? Because as the public, we don't need to know everything, right? But for the family to feel supported, and that they're a part of the process, that's the most important thing to me. Whether we feel supported at the channel or something like that is a different story, altogether, because what matters is that the family is being told information. They're not being kept in the dark. They're not having to beg for answers. They're getting that communication, and I think that's key. I think it's also key, for the public to have some sort of semblance of facts here, so we can help. But again, if you have any information, please come forward, because it's worse than torture to put a family through what Zachary's family has had to go through in the last 4 years, coming upon 4 years. Um, and hello, Detroit. So good to see you. Hey, oh, thank you so much. Yes, guys. And if you didn't get a chance, please go back and watch. Um, this this video, right? This live stream, but also I made a short video with some music in the background that put in some case details and some pictures of Zachary. So please share that out if you can, to whoever, and also his flyer is it's very important. And if you would like to be a part of being a voice for Zachary, I would really appreciate you guys going over and joining the group, right? The groups, you'll see the groups. Let me share again. So, because it's just something where you can stay informed as well. Because again, this is not like a lot of the cases that we see on YouTube. Very well, everything's very well maintained and tight knit with law enforcement, and so that's important. So this is the group, and I appreciate you guys all being here. Now I don't know, I put out a video for Gannon Stauk. Again, we're kind of still going through this beginning of the timeline. So much happened in the investigation from the time that Gannon was reported missing until really in the first 3 or 4 days. There's tons of interviews being done by law enforcement. They're really staying on the situation, and everything was documented, or a lot of it was documented. So we're going to keep on rolling through with that. I think I'm going to probably work on getting some more information out there. That way we can start doing some more comparisons with Sebastian's case. Because again, coming back to this theme of excellent police work and investigating a situation as soon as possible, and getting those body cameras in, and getting the statements nailed down by whoever was last with the person who was reported missing, it's key to everything else in the investigation running smoothly. We don't see that in all of the cases. And again, in Sebastian Rogers' case, if we would have had this type of angst, which I believe there was a lot of it, but I don't believe there was enough focus on the right people, I think we would have had more answers in his case. So we're definitely going to continue on with the case comparison and discussion. Also, Devlin Tate, guys, I did talk with Tamara yesterday about the gathering. I shared a save the date also, so go check that out for Devlin Tate. They have not gotten a venue yet, and as soon as they do, that's when I'll start posting ways that you guys can help as well. But if you wanted to send anything for the auction or anything like that, I can get details for you as well there. And again, any of the flyers, you guys can go to my community post and you'll see, you might have to kind of search through a little bit, but I always post the flyers there. And then a lot of times I'll post them in my videos. So if you want to grab those, and you can share them out as well. And then I'll also share Sebastian's flyer to, again, if you guys could just take these flyers and share them with 5 people and ask them to share them with 5 people. It just really, really helps with awareness and getting the word out. So again, thank you all so much for being here. Again, special thank you to Cindy. And again, my heart, my thoughts, my prayers are with the family. And, let's bring Zachary home. I love you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I will talk to you all very soon.